Hey everybody, my name's James. Most of you know me as Alex.
My name's James.
Alright.
That's James.
That's also James.
We're sitting here with a few guys who will tell you the name after the intro plays.
So, what's the name of the band again?
It is Nature of Rebel Minds,
Hang on.
Or Norm, for short.
or Norm for short.
I don't think they heard you.
Nature of Rebel Minds. Let me cup the mic. Nature of Rebel Minds.
Check your mic, Nick.
Check your mind.
Yeah, Nature of Rebel Minds.
So
or
that-
Norm for short.
So this is a band with 4.4 million views.
Estimated total.
Estimated. That's taking everything and putting it
And
together.
calculate that?
Yeah.
Y'all did that. Y'all are awesome.
You may know them from a little video that has racked up that many views. Devil Went Down to Georgia. They did a cover and an accompanying video, which is awesome. And everybody on the East Coast seems to have seen it.
Everybody.
Some people in Indonesia.
Some
too.
people even saw
really?
it twice.
It's weird how that works. Because I know, like, we have, like, that Spotify for artists or whatever.
Yeah.
Go through there and you start seeing these, like, random countries.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, how? Like, how did you just...
How did you find us?
Yeah. It's really funny, like, seeing direct messages from people in Australia, or Canada, or Brazil. And, like,
Mexico.
especially, my favorite's the Brazilians, because, like, they'll send you a message, and it's, like, so enthusiastic, but you have no idea what they're saying. It's really enthusiastic, though. But yeah, seeing the different countries is kind of funny.
And if they like ask you like, when are you coming to
Come to Brazil.
when are you coming to Brazil? It's like,
I don't know, man.
you don't know, man. We don't know.
Let's get to Brazil.
Someday we'll
Help us
get
get to Brazil.
Let's start a GoFundMe.
So I guess
We need
get to
4
Brazil.
plane tickets and all that
Get
shit.
us to Brazil.
so I guess the real question is, how does it feel?
Good, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're still local boys. We're still hungry. You know, just like you guys and everybody else. But you know, to have that kind of recognition, you know, over the interwebs is it's really cool. It's I don't know. I can't even really describe it other than it's cool.
We got our first taste of some haters.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Loving
sure.
that, loving this.
Yeah.
Our biggest comment is, "Where's the fiddle? Where's the fiddle?" It's like, I've honestly thought about photoshopping fiddles in it.
Yeah, just put some fiddles just in random places.
Should have
just to
had
make them
just
happy.
like one note on the fiddle placed in there.
There it is.
Just one, maybe just one bar.
That might would have pissed some more people off.
It's one little bit of...
Yeah.
But it's really funny to watch your haters react and how other people that are like on the other scale react to them. 'Cause then you'll have this one hater that posts something, and then like 50 comments later of people going, "No, this is the best shit we've ever heard."
Yeah.
Blah blah blah, and you're just slightly overwhelmed because it's just like
back and forth.
I don't know how to feel anymore. You love us, you hate us. I don't know how to feel.
Yeah.
But no, it's really funny to watch though. It's been hilarious.
We definitely like this. It was something we didn't expect at all. I mean,
Oh,
we
no.
thought, you know, it'd probably be a cool little thing to do, you know, to help maybe get our name out there more, so maybe people would kind of go to our originals a little more too. But we definitely weren't expecting, you know. So after we released it, even there was sometimes with those Facebook pages that are real big that share stuff like that, you have to hit them up and they'll ask you to pay them a certain amount of money or something like that, and then they'll upload it. But where we actually reached our first million was on that Tone Deaf Facebook page, and they just picked it up.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't contact them or anything.
Yeah, I didn't like. I saw the video and I was like, "This is going to get a lot of views." I didn't expect like millions, but I was like, "This will at least break like 50 to 100,000. I know it will."
Yeah.
You know. And then I saw Tone Deaf shared it, and I was like,
Here we go.
"Here we go."
I had no idea. Like, I happened to be scrolling like a couple days later or something like that, and I don't remember. I think it was like maybe they had tagged the page and I just didn't see it, but I happened to just randomly see it, and I was like, and it was already like at 500,000, and I was like, what the? Like, damn!
It's like Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was insane to watch.
I was stoked when we hit that first 10,000. I was like, all right.
Yeah, we were excited about that.
And Nick was like the only one who was like, I want more.
oh yeah. Still not satisfied. You're never satisfied when, and you guys can relate. You're never satisfied when you're in a band. There's
Well,
always.
you think you would be at like over almost 1 million, but
Yeah.
for some reason you're still just like, oh, we can get more.
Yeah.
We can get
It's like
more.
we've gone this far.
Like, it's,
We
yeah.
can go even farther.
Let's go even further.
Well, next,
Just keep pushing.
next step is obviously, Wembley, Madison Square Garden.
It's just logical that
Yeah.
that's next.
Now you can go to work and your boss tell you what to do, and you're like, you don't have millions of dollars.
Don't talk to me. Come back when you got 4.5.
And then he's like, how about you never come back?
I need the money.
Like that meme where you scatter all your papers. Man, screw this job, I quit. Just kidding.
I gotta pay for my car.
My dog needs food.
Well, see, that also brings us to another thing. Your album been out for a little over a year, right? So I guess we're kind of going through like how it feels a year later, some of the songwriting process.
Retrospect.
Yeah,
Just looking back on it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's it's an album that literally took four years to make to fully get done. Yeah,
It took forever.
Couple bass
because we would couple bass players. We recorded literally like one song at a time, and with Jamie King, and
Just the time we could get.
I think the first song we did with him was "Wicked Lady," and that was like right at the beginning of 2014.
So is it the same tracks? As okay.
Yeah. I mean, it literally was that. It took that long.
I knew it
And-
sounded similar, but I was like,
Yeah, we finally. I think we finally finished up the whole record in 2017, I believe.
Yeah.
Because he had been in the band for about a year or so, and we finally were able to get back in there. And we had like 4 more songs to finish, and we were able to get them all done. And so then it took us about another year to get it released. Just trying to figure out the right time and trying to shop it around and stuff, see if we could get any interest. But we ultimately just decided to release it ourselves, and the reception we got from it was really good. It was something we felt really proud of because I don't think any of us had ever had like a fully produced quality album like that before. And we felt, the songs were good and the playing on it was good and everything. So it's, we're definitely though we're getting into that phase where we're trying to, move on to the next set of tunes and stuff too. But no, it's been great. I feel like, anyways.
Oh yeah.
last one we talked about album covers. And y'all's album cover is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Like, who came up with that?
It kind of reminds me of like Green Day's Dookie in a way.
That's exactly what we're going for.
Every time I see it, I'm like, that's what it reminds me of.
Like a dark dookie.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have an artist. Well, we have a couple artists that just kind of actually are close friends of Corey. This Phil.
Oh yeah. Everyone who doesn't know, Corey is with us.
This is Corey.
He's the drummer.
Anyways, but Corey's close. He's got some close buddies that are artists, and I can't remember the guy who did the actual artwork for the album. But we literally told him, we were like, think of the Plague and Dookie. Like that was literally it. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Like it was just like we kind of wanted chaos. It looked like there was chaos.
Yeah.
But like, and then he added some things too. If you look closely, he added some things we weren't expecting. Like there's a little snake in the corner. Like I wasn't expecting. There was a cute little snake just hanging out over here in the corner, and then the trumpet guys with the skeletons.
That's probably my favorite part is the little trumpet dudes
Yeah.
chilling up there.
I don't think any of that artwork has anything to do with the music or anything. Like, not that there's really a concept behind the album, but like, I don't know. There's no songs that really did well.
We knew what we wanted it to look like.
Yeah.
That was kind of it. Like we were just kind of like, we wanted it gray, like kind of dark gray, kind of bland. But we wanted there a lot to be going on the cover. At least that was the main thing. and probably the most active front of a CD is Dookie. Like, it's like there's just so much going on.
It's like the more you look at it, the more you see.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
little bitty things.
It's like a Where's
Well, that's
Waldo.
why
It's kind of what we wanted.
I hadn't picked up on the snakehead thing. I'll have to go
Yeah,
look.
dude. Back in the corner. That's
You learn something new every day.
About your own
Yeah.
band. But yeah,
little girl with a flower. There's all kinds of stuff on it, man. There's people with wheelbarrows.
I have seen those.
yeah. Someone's on fire. Yeah, it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So as far as new music, you got anything you're working on?
I'll let Nick talk about this.
Any stuff you're writing?
Well, we may or may not have been kind of been in the studio here a little bit lately, and by that I mean like in the last week or so. But we do have a few new tunes that we've played live, and and the process to getting them on record is we're in the very beginning process of that right now. So you may or may not see get some new music from us very soon. We probably know just about as much as y'all do, really. But that's about what I can say about that for the moment. So
It's definitely in our heads. We want, we have an urge to start pushing for more music. So.
yeah, because like I said, the album's been out for over a year, and we don't, we're just like any other local band, we're still trying to get it shopped around and see if anybody will, pick it up and notice it. But at the same time, we do want to kind of move forward, because we do have a few new tunes that we feel really strongly about, and we're wanting to kind of get those down on record for people to hear. So
Gonna have like a kind of a new. I guess the hope is to always have a new sound whenever you come out with some new tunes. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different.
it's very Boy George influenced.
Yeah.
So far, at least.
Got a little seal in there,
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion hit
That's
some
a new
metal
sound.
screens.
Yeah, he was going to go, what?
Celine Dion can hit them metal
Yeah.
screens, just saying. Be surprised.
Celine Dion can hit the metal string.
See,
Oh, yeah, dude.
We've been
You should
talking
go
about
look
this.
up this stuff.
There was an idea that we had. He keeps trying to talk me into going to these open mic nights and stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm for some reason I can sing "Kiss from a Rose,"
Oh, hell yeah.
and I'm sitting there,
Hell yeah.
and he keeps trying to get me to like go up and sing it, and I'm like, I can't do it.
Oh, come on,
So
man.
I think that the idea is that eventually at some point we're just gonna film like the most cliche music video. Me with button down shirts,
cover of it.
chest hairs to just sitting here wind
Full
blowing.
Michael Bolton.
Oh yeah, straight up.
Oh, my God.
You get you like a nice wig that flows.
Oh, God.
Right in the wind.
You can sing it, man. I mean, there's not a whole lot of people that can do that song justice. So, I mean, come on.
Well, see,
man.
the only thing about it is some of those high notes, my grit starts kicking in,
But that's
and I'm
fine.
like, should it be in there or should it just hold it back?
Hey, if you're hitting the note, it doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter.
At some point in this podcast, we got to talk about you guys too.
Yeah. We need to.
Can't make it all about us, man. Even though we're the guests, So
I'm excited. I'm gonna wait on that. By the way,
Hey,
the full board.
so I'll make sure when I eventually post it, I'm tagging you in it.
I'm ready.
So, y'all play a lot of shows live and such.
as much as we can and feel we should.
Yeah. Do y'all have any like crazy stories? Stuff that's happened?
Craziest thing.
Craziest
Not,
story.
not really as crazy as you would think, or at least not.
Like on the way to a show or coming home from a show. Or during a
They'd
show.
probably have better stories than I would.
He's asleep right now.
He's come out of his shell more in the past little bit. See, Nick's funny because whenever he starts getting a little bit of drinking going on, man, he just
God, it's so funny. It's so funny.
he just turns. Oh, it's so funny, man. It's great. All
I
he wants is some hot juice.
love these guys when I'm sober, but I really love.
I never would have expected in a million years to get drunk with Nick Branscombe. I never would.
All they needed was me to get in the band.
Yeah.
After that, the switch was turned.
You got him to. You got it.
They have corrupted me.
We've tried and tried and tried.
Well, that reminds me of somebody else.
Oh,
Right, there we go.
Justice got some stories.
Well, no, it's just I joined the band and then I guess I corrupted him.
corrupted him,
But it not really corrupted, just
influenced.
I don't know. You was like the key to
Unlock
everything that was
unlocking
already
Pandora's
there.
box. I should have closed it back.
But yeah, nothing too awful. I think. I mean, we had one little fun time. It was after we opened up for Wayland at Johnny and Jude. Johnny, and I tell you right now, man, these guys, man, we went in there and played, and then there was seriously like
How many people did we play?
12 people.
Yeah.
it was
It's
tight,
bad,
man.
Yeah, nobody.
It was a Wednesday night.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah, it's terrible. But
was
we
cool.
ended
I
up.
liked that.
If it would have been Thursday, it'd have been a lot better because that was back when they did the
Yeah.
Thursdays up there.
It's hacked out on those nights.
But Wayland, they were like, I guess we gotta make up for this somehow. Y'all want to come on the bus? Let's go out here, man. So we went and got on the bus, man, just feeding beers.
Oh yeah,
this,
they were
that.
they were like giving away alcohol like they just needed it gone. Like they needed it away. Before they're just like, we have all this Yingling, we have all this Jim Beam. They were just
Go back in the bathroom, man. Like, not me, but
they had a good time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But no, we chilled there with them for a while.
It was it was cool too because like I'd never really heard this band before, and then we watched their set and everything, and then I became like, or at least me, I think the other guys in the band too, but I became a real big fan of their music.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, absolutely.
their songs are really good and everything.
Very very rock.
Yeah, just rock and roll, with like
little southern twang.
yeah, a little country-esque. Well, I mean, not country music, but you can tell they're
Southern rock.
from in that kind of they're from Michigan, but
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Well, when we know Philip, he lives here in Asheville.
yeah.
But I don't know where he's exactly from.
And then the drummer, that's actually Jesse James Dupree's son.
Not anymore.
From Jackal.
Not
Yeah, he
anymore.
was
Oh, did he?
was in there. Yeah, he
left?
He left, but
Love Jack.
yeah.
Yeah. Nigel he's a fun cat.
Yeah. What a nice guy. Yeah, I lost my phone while I was in there. I mean, they got me so twisted, man. Like we were all hanging out in the bathroom. Like in this little ass bathroom in this thing, man. We're all hanging. There's like 4 or 5 of us. And my buddy JoJo's in there, and he's a big guy, man. He's talking like 350
Big
pounds.
fella.
And we're all hanging out in the bathroom, and I guess I had left my phone in there. Like in the bathroom, and little did I know JoJo had picked it up. So I'm like, not freaking out, but I'm like, where the hell is my phone? I'm like walking around trying to find this thing, and like, I think that they got worried for a second that I was about to be like, somebody stole it, and I was like, no, man, I'm like, I just want my damn phone back, man. I just want to find it. JoJo's ass had it out there outside, man. Damn.
I'm trying to think. You have your normal like just things that happen in a bar, or I don't think there's been anything like super extravagant.
No, not like the
Some disagreements between people in the bar and
We had gunshots
like that.
at one.
gunshots.
Yeah, like the whole place went on lockdown.
It was in West Virginia.
West Virginia. It wasn't a Hollowfade
West
show. Me and
Virginia.
Justice was playing
We
country.
had several crazy shows whenever we
That
was
place
playing
was
Joey.
wild, man. It was up in Virginia, a little place called,
I don't remember.
I don't know, it's
Who
in
cares?
Popstem, West Virginia, out in the middle of nowhere. And we, who was it, the Upchurch show?
No, I don't.
No? That night got crazy. But anyway, just one night out, there was a slam packed out place. I don't know where all these people come from because it was really like in the middle of nowhere. And fight breaks out. And we had opened for someone. I don't know who it was, but it was getting late in the night. And all of a sudden, everybody's freaking out because just outside the door, like shots had been fired, and we're like, oh my God.
They started rushing us to the back door.
Yeah.
We're all on
Yeah.
stage.
No, we had
had
already
already
played. Well, I think I was like eating something, and I was like,
I was gonna ask if y'all were on stage, if like y'all just kept playing, like you see it in like movies and stuff.
Our mom and dad.
Someone started shooting a video and just turned it into a music video. I was just right going on in the background.
Yeah.
And our mom and dad was there. That was like the first time they had come up there. And so it was like,
First time the parents.
this is what happened. It was like every night we've ever played at that place, a fight broke out of some sort,
Yeah.
And it was just like, I knew there'd probably be a fight, but it was like,
It's not a matter of. It's
guns
not a matter of if. It's a matter of when.
It's a matter of when, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, y'all ever played at this little joint, the Wizard Saloon down in Hickory?
No.
We played out there one night, man. Let me tell you, it gets hot on stage, man.
Yeah.
Man, it got really hot on that. I was about to pass out of there, but that's besides the point. So there was this guy, man. And you talking about he was jacked to the teeth outside, man. He was like 6'2", probably like 250, something like that. He's a big guy. But there was this little cat, man, like, and he was like Nick's size, I mean. And he was, he started talking shit to the dude's girlfriend, and the guy was like, "Back off, man, back off." And like at first, like he just pushed him up against like a little concrete slab out there, and they had a little table that was sitting out there. The next thing you know, I guess the guy did it again. This big guy, man, takes this guy and choke slams him through this table. It was great, dude.
I remember that now. I remember because that little guy was annoying as hell.
Oh my
He was
god!
messing with
Yeah, I don't think I saw it, but you texted me or something. Told me about it. I was still there. I think the cops come and
Yeah, constant. That's when we were like, all right, let's roll out. It was like at the end of the night.
Yeah, we headed out right then.
Get out of here.
Oh, when we played Cone Denim with Tremonti, and shot.
oh yeah, there was that crazy dude outside.
There was this crazy. I think he was a homeless man. He was just outside, just kind of pestering this younger girl, and like she was obviously like too young.
Let me tell you, when Blakely has a few drinks, he grows a set on.
Dude, I swear to God, you never know if this crazy guy has like a gun on him or something. Blakely's just all up in his face, like, hey man, chill the fuck out. You know, like
I'll tell you what did it. Like, and I do that when I drink sometimes. If someone's a little too aggressive with someone that's close to me, and it's not that the younger girl was. He was on Needham. Needham had his back to him, and he was like right in his ear. Like, and I remember because I looked at you and I saw you roll your eyes, and he was like, I'm about to. Like, I knew like Needham was about to turn around and clock the speed, and so I was trying to get his attention to really get him away from him, which it worked. But like, I was just trying to tell that dude, just nobody cares, just move on, go.
he would start walking away. And then he would come. Then it's like he thought of something else to say. So then he'd come back and continue.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, exactly. And I like the whole entire time. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Well,
it's like
nobody did.
Yeah.
Nobody did. He wanted to talk and mess with that girl, and that girl was like, obviously, like, leave me alone. Like, she got security.
it sounded like one of those crazy like
stand near her.
one of those crazy like political justice warriors or something, just spouting off a bunch of bullshit.
And political. Like, but he was saying nothing that made sense. And when I say nothing that made sense, like, we were literally telling him to go away and leave this girl alone, and then he's spouting off about how the devil's going to get us and something else is going to happen. Like, it's just like literally the conversation was just leave this girl alone. That's all it was.
And that bodyguard or the security guy, man, he looked at him and he said, "Please come over that way."
Yeah, please. He's inviting.
They wanted to put their hands.
I'll tell you guys. You know, and I don't. You guys might know this too, but like downtown Greensboro is just.
It can get interesting.
Like it's.
I don't know that I've ever been downtown Greensboro.
It's downtown Weston is much better.
Well, it's just downtown in a lot of places.
Yeah, we played Somewhere Else Tavern.
Somewhere Else Tavern. Yeah,
That's
That's not
downtown.
college area.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad. I mean, that's still one of those areas that can get.
Y'all played it with us actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember that. But actually, downtown Greensboro is just you just don't know who you're going to meet. You know, you don't know who you're going to see. You know, but this guy, I think he was just like he just had like a backpack on, so I think he was just homeless and needed a reason to yell and scream. And whatever. But it took the manager of the security he came out and just kind of just kept walking towards him, and he eventually walked away. Because it was basically like he was walking towards him, and the other guy just kind of kept backing up more and more and more. But he kept backing up more and more and more, and finally he was gone. He just left. But that was interesting.
I think the only thing that I've ever dealt with was we were playing at Western Carolina. We were sitting up there playing, and there's there's a lot of people, but there's this one guy that's sitting on there. He's just headbanging. We're playing Tragic Fate. Just started the show, and I'm just sitting there. And like, I don't know if it happens to you, but like when I'm playing drums, it's almost like muscle memory, and I'm like looking around, like watching people.
Yeah.
And then I see like this little bit of people like start moving in like this pit. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you about to do it?
Yeah.
Because it happened right about the breakdown of Tragic Fate.
That
and
was
I'm like,
pretty
here
awesome.
we go.
Yeah.
But then the cops broke it up, you know.
Yeah,
It was like
I had that happen one time. Like, yeah, we back in the band I was playing in before this band, we did that. Winston Salem used to do this rock. Well, y'all competed in it. There was that rock the block thing.
Y'all beat us.
Was this Everin?
See, that's the first time we ever met you guys.
Yeah, I remember that. But this was before. This is like the year or so before that. But we were there, and one of the bands was playing, and these kids started doing like a little small mosh pit, you know. And somebody came and broke it up. They were like, "No, don't do that. Like, I can't let anybody have any fun around here." I guess.
Like for a hard rock / metal band, that's like an achievement point. Like
Exactly.
Yeah. You feel makes you feel good. People are like, you know, killing each other.
you
doing
can
music. It's fun.
you can make it to like Greensboro Coliseum or whatever Coliseum, but like if you've not had any sort of circle pit or something, that's like a major check mark that's not there.
Well, it's a movement.
But it's hilarious though, because sometimes, you know, you'll tell the audience, all right, I want to see, you know, I don't usually use the word mosh, but I'll just say, you know, I want to see some energy or something, you know, and there'll always be like one guy, you know, that'll do it, and nobody else will.
He's
like,
always wearing a backwards hat.
Yeah.
He's always like, and his hat comes off.
Yeah,
It's like,
Everybody else starts backing up and like looking at him, and then the guy almost starts getting pissed off. He'll start shoving people that don't want to be in it, and like, you know, like just testing the waters and,
He's
and
trying
stuff.
to see who he can get to.
Yeah. It's hilarious to watch.
join him.
Corey tried doing that one time at a show at Lion Tiger, and he started doing it like a spin kick or whatever they do, and there was a girl beside him.
Oh god.
She's like this big.
Yeah, she's small as hell.
no.
And he rears back and like he knocks her right in the head. Dude. Yeah, it
I
was
mean, like he knocked her on the ground.
the funniest.
Oh
Like, I
my
mean,
god!
you know, hitting women isn't funny, but but that was hilarious.
But it was- I feel
Nick
bad for
Prescott
her.
does not promote
Domestic abuse.
We'll put it.
disclaimer.
We do not promote hitting women. However, if this tells you anything, shortly after that they started dating.
Wait,
This was a long time
How does that
ago.
work?
This was a long time ago. But yeah, I'm not kidding. Like he
It was just
clobbered her. No.
some other. Okay.
So that's how you get a girl.
Clobbered her.
you heard it here
Hey,
first.
come here.
And what's even more hilarious is it would have been different if there was like something going on. Like it was like 6 o'clock. We had just walked in.
I don't think the band was playing yet or
Nobody.
nothing.
This girl's just standing near the stage. She's like ready to. She wants that to be her spot, so she's like claiming it. And Corey's just like slinging his arms and watching. You know, he's just lanky.
Yeah, he's like 8 foot tall. Oh, heck, yeah.
He just went too far and clobbered her right in the back of the head.
I know, like the first time we ever played, we played Rock the Block. Now, whenever I joined, we played a couple shows, but for the most part, it was us just trying to, like, you know, figure out everything, write material. We played Rock the Block. That was like the first time that we were like, okay, let's start playing some shows. I remember us coming out of the, we're in the parking deck, and I'm walking through, and I'm looking at the list of the bands, and like our group was like us, Fall of Goliath, which we kind of knew,
Yeah.
and then you guys. And I remember going, the Norm. I didn't really know at the time. I'm like, what? Well, when we show up, y'all are like the first band to go on, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
And it just warming up, Corey sits up there and just goes, "Brrr," and I was like, we're done. And then I remember my dad looking over going, can you do that? And I was like, we're done.
Yeah, that was fun.
Was it pre me and Blakely?
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
close.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
I remember
y'all's
y'all
first
winning
show,
that.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember
Yeah.
being like, this is our first show, and I was already like, oh God,
Yeah.
this is our first show.
Yeah.
Is that the one where Dustin was beatboxing on the? Yeah.
That was also the show that, remember, we always talk about that moment.
I'll rock the block. I'll rock
That
the
guy.
spot.
Yeah, so going back to talking about weird stuff, like we had I don't guess you guys were over there for this, but it was at the last round, the final round, and we were setting up, getting ready to play. And I guess he's another homeless guy. We just attract homeless guys. Walks up. He literally walks up onto the stage, grabs the mic from the stand. He's not even authorized to like be anywhere near there, and he just grabs it, man, and he's like, I think he asked one of us, hey man, you care if I grab the mic right quick? And like I'm like, I don't know, like you do whatever. He grabs it, he grabs it and he just starts going, I'll rock the block, I'll rock the spot, like just trying to freestyle. And
well, wasn't he telling Corey, he's like drummer man, give me a beat?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know if I'm not sure if I remember that or not.
Yeah, it was funny. So like, yeah, we just
still comes up in conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to this day, 7 some years later.
Well, it's like I think we tried to do it a second year.
Yeah.
And I don't think y'all were playing, but y'all were playing at Ziggy's that night.
Yeah,
that was the following year.
I think we done the Rock the Block, done whatever that does.
Lost again.
Yeah, and then we went to Ziggy's to watch you guys, and I remember Corey just nobody, we got there before anybody else, and he just like walks up and he just goes, "Hey," and then walks off. And I remember going like, "Oh, okay, that's just how he is." So like now I've noticed like we played
walking up to you
just played shows, and it's just randomly like, "Hey," and then it just walks off. I was like, okay.
Well, most of the time when we play a show, he's there for like sound check, and then he'll play the show. And then once we're done with the show, dude, like most of the time he have no idea where he goes. He just kind of ditches out.
Or he'll just be ready for the after party.
Okay, now let me explain about Corey's after party. Like Corey gets there, he's like, "We're fucked up tonight. Let's go. Come on, let's go." And gets like 2 shots. The next thing you know, he's passed out, dude.
And he's not here to defend himself.
There's no defending yourself when like literally you start a party at 11 o'clock and the dude's out by 12 because he couldn't sneak water or whatever. Y'all figured out that's what he does, right? Like he's like drinking water while y'all were drinking actual liquor.
But now let me tell you, he makes sure everybody else is messed up. He's that shot pourer.
He's one of those guys. Yeah, he's trying to get everybody else messed up, and then he can sit around and laugh about it.
I remember we played the Reeves like for our CD release party, and I was like, well, I'm going to do like this, pre-ritual thing. I'm going to get in my zone, play some music, drink a couple beers, just kind of get in that mindset. Right. And then the next thing I know, he's like, hey, the show's starting. Well, I'm like going up there, and I mean, I've had a little too much already. And I sit behind the drums because the lights would go out when we had this intro playing, and I would walk out there beforehand. I just sit there and wait, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to play some drums. And next thing I know, like we get done with the show, and I'm like, I just played a show.
I did it.
Oh man, I got one for you. Y'all been down to the Milestone? Down in Charlotte. So we went down there, man, and like there they give you like little tickets.
Oh yeah.
For like free PBRs. And like each person gets like 2. Well, Nick, he wasn't drinking. Me and Blakely were drinking, so we split his tickets. So we each had 3 apiece. So and then for the bands, they also have tall boys for $1. So let me tell you, by the time I finally got up there, man, I was like just to that point where I about couldn't play. And
that's a good show.
We went through like couple songs fine, and then like 3rd song get into it, and my bass isn't working. Of course, I didn't realize until the song was almost over that the bass wasn't working. So I figured it was a battery in it. I was like, Blakely, give me the other bass. He slings it to me. When we get into the next song, start playing about halfway through this, I realized my bass still ain't working, man. I realized the cord wasn't plugged into the damn amp.
I didn't even know that, man.
Yeah.
I forgot about it at least.
Well, see, like I remember at Rock the Block one year. It was the 2nd year we played. I remember we started out, and it was like the first song. I can't remember what we were playing. And when I start playing, y'all know this from now on. When I start getting into it, I put my head down, and I'm like feeling the force of everything. My drumstick hits the snare, bounces up, stabs me in the eye. And it's like the first song. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, we got like 10 minutes left, and I'm sitting here like trying to like move my eye. And then we had another incident when we played at the Reeves. This might have also been a little bit because of the drinking, but we get to my asylum, and there's some drum rolls.
By the way, that's a badass song.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. The whole EP is great.
We sat there, and as soon as I hit this tom, for some reason, my left hand just let go. And it just goes straight to Justice.
Yeah, I see out of the corner of my eye, I'm like playing up with the mic, and I see.
And I look down, and I had a second pair of drumsticks, but they were still in their sleeve. So I'm playing with one hand, and I'm trying to unsleeve this drumstick. I hope it sounded good. I don't know, but it's like
You made it work.
It's little moments like that you're really like, oh God, this is bad. But I mean, and nobody seemed to notice it, so I don't know.
I think everybody noticed it, just didn't say anything.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
We just forgot about it.
Yeah. Like Forrest Gump said, shit happens, man.
Yeah, but that's like me. Like, I don't know if y'all have any pre-show rituals or whatever, but like for me, I usually listen to some like dark, heavy music and get into this like mindset, because like to
I'm the
me,
exact opposite.
the music, when we write it, a lot of it's like very personal. So I like try to get into that mindset that I was whenever I wrote it, so I can kind of put all my emotions out on it. But after the show, it's like I feel like I just walked out of a therapist or something. You know? And I'm like, oh, and I'm like,
right there with you.
Feeling great.
everybody's sitting there and they're doing their thing, and I'm just like, hey, I'm
There's a
walking
certain,
around.
there's like a certain like rush that you get on stage that it's hard to explain to people that never have played on a stage in front of people and stuff like. Well, and you have to be comfortable up there too, because a lot of people get real nervous and stuff like that when they're up there. But when you get past that and you start playing a bunch of shows, and it's second nature. It's when you get off stage, it's like, God, that was too fast.
I still get butterflies, man. I still get butterflies before I go on. Like, my ritual is literally
Smoke 30 cigarettes.
Yeah, as much nicotine as I can handle, and then I limit myself to 2 or 3 beers, and I cannot go
Me
further
and Blake
than
we
that.
share that ritual.
But
there.
literally, like 2 or 3 beers, and that gets me where the butterflies are gone.
Oh.
That's literally what.
Yeah.
And then once I'm up there, I'm getting sober. Actually, is what's happening. So
I don't have any rituals, but I'll grab a guitar and like do some little chromatic runs, finger exercises
You
to kind of
actually warm up.
warm up my hands and
yeah,
stuff.
we don't want to.
Sometimes, half the
warm
time,
up my lungs.
Do you do any vocal warm-ups?
sometimes most of the time I'm more concerned with my guitar playing than vocals, so I won't worry. But like one of the last shows I played, though, my voice got shot there kind of halfway through, so I probably need to start doing those a little more often. But
I've started trying to like look at YouTube videos of little vocal warm-ups.
Yeah.
I could do.
I usually, if I'm doing like vocal exercises, it's usually just like a scale, like shit like that.
Yeah, like
a lot
the
of times
steam
I'll just
machine.
forget though. I'll like
machine.
fully intend
It's hard
on
to
warming up.
like really think about that and remember it before, because
Yeah.
your mind, like he said, you're kind of in a different mindset,
I'm like thinking about the set list or like checking my guitars, making
Exactly.
sure they're in tune,
Making
and then
sure
it's
they're
like
tuned.
we got a few minutes to showtime, and I'm like,
Oh, gotta just go do it now.
please hold up.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I am for every show.
See, it's like we started playing with like in-ears.
Oh yeah,
because
Nice, yes.
we played. I can't remember. We done it at Somewhere Else Tavern. When we played at that garage with you guys also. We started getting used to. I wouldn't play with a monitor because I wouldn't have a monitor. Well, I'm sitting there going, all I can hear is me. So I'd be like, okay, just follow me because I can't hear you guys. So it's kind of like it's little things like that really, I guess, kind of show you what you're made of. Like you start going into stuff like that, like little hiccups here and there.
Right.
How you recover and
I
that
mean,
sort of
it's cool for the the 10 people that are there.
In-ears though. Do y'all use in-ears?
No, we
need to.
We've talked about it.
Oh man.
I mean, it's a game changer.
Like, you should really invest in that as soon as you can. Even just like a cheap in-ear set with just a few channels.
Yeah.
It's
It's still better than a monitor.
With that stuff, I mean, are y'all like for what y'all are using? Are y'all have like your own mixer for it that you're taking, or are you going straight into whatever's?
It depends, like, on the venue, and if we use our system, we can each have our own individual mix.
Yeah.
Of
See, I feel
everything.
like that would be awesome.
Oh yeah,
Me
yeah.
personally.
Sometimes you have to, like, me and Justice will share a mix,
Okay.
and so I'll just hear more bass than usual.
Yeah.
You know.
That's just the way I like it.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll use, like at the Reef show, we was using clicks for some
Okay.
songs. So
Now we've had occurrences of like Corey, like especially on like the CD release show and everything. We actually had
We were running clicks at that show.
backing track, but I mean when we say we were running clicks, we weren't. Corey was.
Yeah, just
like
him.
it was literally we're following him and
Yeah.
he's handling the rest.
Let me tell you about that CD release show, because we were using the backing tracks, and Corey like had like drops put in,
Oh, yeah.
certain spots.
Yeah, we were shaking the place.
It was like my
man.
first. I had just gotten this 810 Ampeg.
no, no.
I ran 612s that night, and he run an 810 cab. I mean, we had the biggest rigs we've ever played with.
Well,
Never
y'all
used them
did.
again.
Yeah, he's
Mine was still my puny little yeah.
But these backing tracks, man, like it was my first time using that amp, and like after the show, man, like because it was just feeding me having those big booms because it sounded like the bass. It was not the bass. Everybody come up, man, that bass was sounding thick tonight. I was like, yeah, man, yeah.
We've had an issue once with backing tracks and click tracks. Our first attempt at it was at Rock the Block one year, and the idea was we're going to create backing tracks and click tracks on an iPod.
I put them on an iPod. I panned it hard left and hard right, and I had a cable that would come out of the iPod and split to left channel, right channel. And we fed that to the soundboard, and the guy didn't really seem to understand. He was like, I fed him the track signal, and both signals. I said, run this one to the mains, run this one not to the mains, to the monitor. The dude totally didn't seem to grasp that at all. I had to explain it like 3 different times. I'm like, mains. Monitor. It was confusion from the start.
Yeah, I'm a little ignorant when it comes to like inner ears and stuff like that. So when you have them in, like, where's the like whatever your cords running from the inner ear pieces, like what are you hooking that to?
I just hook it to my belt loop.
Okay, well I mean like so there's like a box or something. Gotcha.
Receiver.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah. I just clip it on my belt loop. Same with my guitar wireless.
And then those other side gets like put on the board, or
See, we're old school.
yeah, the
man.
transmitter.
We're using cables.
Yeah, you just send like out of your auxiliary out, so your board into the input of the transmitter. Transmitter sends it to your receiver.
right.
Receiver to your ears.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's so
And then
great.
They're
Like
pulling it off of the transmitter through the. So like they're basically you're going to a wireless box that they're feeding the cable into through the PA. Okay.
yeah, and it's
That
so
makes
great. Like you walk out of a show, and your ears aren't ringing.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
want.
I
I need that.
Do not miss that.
Yeah, and it's like where I produce all our stuff. It's like
You need to save your ears.
I need to save my ears.
Exactly.
Like, and we went and saw Alice in Chains and Corns. Did I put an S
said
on there?
corns?
Wow.
Corns.
Yeah.
I love corns.
I was like corns. I was one of the only guys in the audience just chilling with earplugs in.
That's smart. Though.
Because like
I had to have one.
Well, we have
this guy did.
You especially need to be using earplugs.
I'm like, I want to feel it.
we have a buddy named AG that's what he's done. We were always curious as to, before I started playing as many shows as we have, I didn't care. I just, bought ear. But then he'd show up with like these like $50 and $60 earplugs that are literally meant to like just pull top end out, so you can still keep the low end and still hear it at a volume.
Yeah.
But it pulls that top end down so it's not hurting your ear. And I'm just like, you spent $60 on earplugs? And he goes, I go to a lot of shows, man. And I was like, gotcha.
Anytime like some loud noise hits my ears and I can tell it's like rings a little bit, I'm like, heck gum, and I just
Don't want to lose that.
that just affected my hearing a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we bought some earplugs. They were only like what, $25 on Amazon. And
Custom mold.
you put them in hot water,
Oh, okay.
and it makes it to where you can mold it to the shape of your ears.
It's kind of like you used to do like mouthpieces for football.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Sort of thing. Yeah, you
Yeah.
boil it and then you let it cool down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like it's
Pop it in your
vinyl,
ears.
so like it's super hard whenever it's
Yeah.
done. So you just pop it right in.
Oh, I need to
It's cool.
look into some of those. But
Yeah.
knowing me, I'll lose them.
Yeah, stuff like
Well,
that's easy to
come a little
lose.
bag that
I'll still lose. It don't matter.
Yeah.
He'll lose the bag.
Yeah, I'll lose the bag.
keychain.
So now we're going to derail a little bit.
Let's go to a different segment.
This is a segment that we started last time called the top.
noticed that.
Yeah, the top 5.
Last time it was.
Last time it was top
albums.
5 albums that meant something to us.
Yeah.
But this time it's your turn. But with this time it's a little different. Being on the road, playing shows, doing this, us bands get used to some fast food. Right?
All right.
So this is top 5 fries, French fries.
Fast food
Okay.
French fries.
Places like Sheets do count.
Into each.
Anywhere that has
So
fast
your
food
top
fries.
5, your top 5, and your top 5.
Okay, what does this have to go like? So
They don't have to be in order.
It doesn't have to be in
No, no,
order?
no.
Okay.
You can list what your top is if you can
want.
choose.
All right. Cookout.
Well,
Yeah.
Cajun or not Cajun? It makes a difference.
I kind of like.
Specific.
That's an
like the
important.
regular. Like,
I
Cajun's
always
okay.
go with Cajun.
Put Old Bay on
anywhere.
everything.
If there's a Cajun
Put it on the
option,
styrofoam. Styrofoam.
Douse my hot dog in Cajun season.
Someone's gonna try that. Someone's gonna try
So I'm
that.
gonna try it. So cookouts, fries, McDonald's.
McDonald's is a given. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a
they just
I was
got
actually
it locked
like,
down.
I was watching this 101 facts about McDonald's on YouTube yesterday, and they said their fries are the #1 selling item on their menu.
Absolutely.
I believe it.
But so now I'm getting into the Bojangles.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Extra season.
I wouldn't have thought of Bojangles, but
Extra
I get
season,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dario.
I've never had their.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah,
They're the
hey,
crinkle
Dario
cuts. Oh,
is good.
Yeah.
Some good
there is
stuff.
some good stuff.
Yeah, I used to work there actually. Oh man,
Fortunately, he doesn't have.
I want to say for 5, I want to say Zaxby's, but I'm not.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm not like
That's
100.
very
I'm not.
similar to Dario. Just
Yeah, I'm not 100% though.
Their fries
but they're-
will fill you up quick.
I'll go with Zaxby's though, but
Zaxby's fries with Zax sauce.
yeah,
That's where it's
amazing.
at.
Yeah.
You're like, you want ketchup? No.
Give me some more Zax sauce.
Don't give me that crap.
Absolutely right.
Hey, speaking of ketchup, y'all remember the days when like you didn't even have to ask for ketchup for your fries. They just took a handful,
Oh, yeah.
threw it in the bag.
Now you gotta
You
ask.
pay for that
Now that you
shit.
ask for something,
come
they
on,
give you
man.
2 packs.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was different colors back then. You want some green? Take it. We don't want it.
We don't want it. We need to
And now
go.
they're like, oh, you want a packet of ketchup? They'll be like 5 cents.
I'd scoff at the idea. It's like,
Nickel and dime me to death.
you want
It's like
ketchup.
it's like when McDonald's. I remember the McDonald's here in Elkin had pumps for like
Yes.
barbecue and honey mustard and all that stuff. What kind of world do we live in?
Arby's is still keeping it real. With
Oh,
the
yeah.
punch.
Curly
Sauces.
fries.
Yeah.
Always make sure you're taking care of it.
You want a cup of Arby's sauce?
You can do that.
Hey, can I get a water?
Top 5 fries.
Top 5 fries. McDonald's is definitely up there.
Oh yeah. Given.
Speaking of Arby's, curly fries, man. You can't go wrong with some.
Nowhere else sells curly fries.
No, that's the only fast food joint that
Yeah.
does it. But they have a. Have y'all ever tried this? It's called Bronco berry sauce.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking
The
about.
I
curly
can't eat
fries,
that
the
stuff,
curly
man.
fries and that Bronco berry sauce.
It's sweet.
What the crap is
It's like a grape. It's almost like a
It's
grape
like a jam.
gel.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a spiciest jam. It's got some.
Yeah, it's like a
twang
sweet
to it.
spice. I can't eat it. I'm just.
good.
Arby's, yeah.
I'm not okay.
When did that happen?
They
Oh, it's been there,
want you
yeah.
to want you to dip jalapeno poppers in it. That's what they want it for.
Oh,
But I can't eat that. It's too sweet. Man. Too sweet.
So yeah, McDonald's, Arby's, Popeyes has some good fries.
Popeyes.
Popeyes
hey.
got good fries.
Let's take a break. Let's take a break for a second.
He's like, let's go get some food.
That's
Praise Popeyes.
Dude, that fried chicken is so good,
Let me-
but damn, it will mess you up. Oh, God, do not eat that before a
See, that's
show.
the thing. The closest,
We've done that. We've
the
actually
closest,
made that mistake.
closest Popeyes to my house is like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And me and my best friend
Probably
used to
too.
meet up like once a week and be like, we're going. Screw the drive. We're just going. And you show up.
Their sauces are so good, like they're blackened ranch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So good. I call it Metallica ranch.
Speaking of Popeyes, they're building one where that Burger King used to be in the North Point. South
Really?
Spring
Oh, nice.
That's what they're putting there.
Where?
I'm driving to Winston.
The newest Popeyes will be in Winston.
I am stoked for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Popeyes, was that 3 that I got?
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A. Trick with those is you got to order them well done, so they're nice and golden crisp. Otherwise, they're like a limp.
Yeah.
Sorry. You got me.
The word limp.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
I think it was the motion that did it.
you know what I'm talking about, though, man.
I guess.
But oh gosh, what would the last one be? I'd probably get some cookout Cajun fries too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do enjoy. The trick with those, man, you got to make sure that you got to eat them like quick though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just about any fries from any place.
That's like
Especially those in the
There
styrofoam
is-
container.
Like, apparently there is a cookout coming to King.
Darius gonna be pissed.
Terry will be
See, that's
pissed.
the thing. Like, there's a lot of things that you can like if you go eat somewhere and you want a to-go box. There's a lot of stuff that you can reheat and it kind of tastes the same.
Fries.
Not fries.
No,
There is no way
Absolutely not.
you are not getting it
Somebody
back.
timed
You
it
have to
down.
reheat
It's like
fries.
McDonald's fries. Like after, like they are absolutely dead after like it's like 8 minutes or something like that. Like
8 to
after
10
that,
minutes.
they're done.
You just take it. Oh,
Eat them quick.
Makes you wonder, like, what exactly is in them for them to just like die that quickly?
I've always
Because you
heard-
can reheat a potato, and it's like
and, yeah, baked potatoes fine.
It's fine.
I think from what I've always heard, like they actually soak their McDonald's actually soaks their fries in different substances.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot. They actually talked about that on that
like the
thing
main
I watched.
thing I think is like beef stock.
There's like 17 different
stock, really?
shit that they put.
so
That's why they're so good.
yeah, it's
that
to,
beef.
to go with hamburger, I guess. But yeah, they have like stages of soaking it before they even get a frozen fry. Really, like it's the prep work for it. I think is insane. But I don't know some of the stuff that comes out of McDonald's factory. Questionable. I don't know if I want them to ruin my fries. Now.
Yeah, I don't question it.
Just
'cause
don't
it's
tell
so
me
good.
what's in them.
So what's your fries, Blake?
Well, I'd have to say McDonald's. McDonald's is just a core, but yeah, you have to eat them quick. That's just rule number 1. Eat them quick. Where else? Dario. I like Dario's fries a lot. Actually, probably my number 1, and none of y'all said this. I don't know why, but my number 1's probably Hardee's.
Hardee's.
Yeah, I love
yes.
Hardee's
Hardee's,
fries.
yes.
See, I've been sitting
Got
here
some
going,
great fries.
where's the Hardee's at?
Yeah,
Where's the Hardee's
yeah.
at?
Hardee's has got like some of my favorite fries. Who else?
So that's 3.
That's probably the only 3 that are important. No, no,
Taco Bell.
Hey,
Taco Bell's got some good
Taco
fries.
Bell
Yeah.
doesn't. It's just weird to me. That's all it is. They're a little weird, but I'll eat them.
You,
I wish they
you
were
asked
like-
for ketchup and they're like, what's ketchup?
Taco sauce.
Have some tomatoes.
No.
they're kind of stubby though. Honestly,
Yeah, yeah.
Nacho, yeah.
They're kind of like mixing a taco with Burger King fries. I think.
Hey,
Side note
Burger
on that,
King.
though,
Hey,
the
Burger
taco-
King decided to
That
do
is some
tacos.
trash fries.
if you watched our last episode, don't eat tacos from Burger King.
Well, evidently, don't eat fries from Burger King either.
It's
And-
like
and don't
styrofoam.
eat it, Burger.
And don't
No,
shower
well,
with
Burger
electronics.
King-
That's it. That's
Me and Needham have concluded this. Burger King definitely makes like one of the best burgers.
Oh
fast
yeah,
food burgers.
the Whopper is
Like-
insane.
The Whopper,
So
or
good.
just even
Oh,
a double
I
cheeseburger.
think I heard Dad just faint when you said that.
well, and that may just be our experience with Burger King.
No, I'm definitely
down
definitely
there.
agreeing in agreement
The
on that.
Elkin
Yeah.
Burger King.
Ugh.
Is it not good?
Trash,
Okay.
dude.
Well, I mean, we've closed.
The only thing you
two
got
down.
from it was me.
Sanitary.
That's all you got. My parents met by working at Elkin Burger King.
Really?
The only thing that Elkin Burger King's ever been known for is this guy right here.
but no, it's just like I think the burgers are fine, but I'm not into like the fries, the shakes. I'm not into that world or the tacos.
Well, have you had their new burger? My girlfriend.
I keep it simple.
My girlfriend
Whopper.
told me she wanted me the other day to go get her a Impossible burger, and I'm sitting there going,
Impossible.
I look it up, and it's a vegetarian version of a Whopper, and it's like 0% beef, 100% Whopper, and I'm like, okay.
We just took the Whopper and put it on a different bun.
She takes part of it off, just the meat part with cheese, and hands it to me to try it. No shit. It tastes better than a Whopper.
Really?
Are you serious?
And I don't eat fruits or vegetables. And I was sitting there, I was like, damn.
What is that like that 99% protein stuff that everybody's been doing?
Well, I watched a video online because that's what I do because I'm just boring.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
we
sitting
do the
there,
same shit.
and it was saying that it had all the nutrition facts for both of them, and it's like 0 this, 0 that, 1,000 and something of sodium, and I'm like,
Oh, shit.
that's what it is.
It's straight up salt.
Oh yeah.
High blood pressure.
yeah.
Clogging,
Stroke out.
clogging them arteries.
But yeah, so McDonald's, Daria, what did I say?
Hardee's.
I probably have to go with Arby's. I like my curly fries and Bojangles because there's something about
Sweet southern goodness.
I don't really like eating Bojangles after breakfast. I mean, that's just me personally.
I can
I
understand
can't
that.
But-
anytime.
Oh yeah.
But Bojangles in the morning, especially if you drank the night before, it makes the next day 10 times better. You just feel like you got drunk all over again.
Well, see, like for me, the best thing to eat after you've been drinking is just you gotta go with the stereotype. Go to Waffle House. That's it. You just
Can't do that,
you
man.
somehow end up at a Waffle House and you're like, this shitty food's pretty good.
I love Waffle House.
Yeah.
I messed up one time though. I said I wanted a gravy biscuit. And they brought it out and I was like, this is trash. Keep your waffles. Like, just
Yeah,
give
the
me a
gravy
waffle.
biscuits are
If
not
you're drunk
good.
enough, you'll eat that gravy biscuit when I'm done. I'm not kidding.
Well, see, we've got a thing around here, Coffee House. Have y'all ever heard of that?
Coffee.
I think it's more of a local thing.
It's better than Waffle.
Well, see, they've taken it and it sells lunch, dinner, everything all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Okay.
And it's like around here, a lot of people be like, "You want Waffle House?" No, Waffle House is trash. Let's go to Coffee House. We go there, and I mean, you can get like a big ass burger at like 3 in. Just like that's
This is
what
one
it's
of
all
those.
about.
There's a diner sort of
They
like
do that at Waffle House though.
Yeah, but if it's not Waffle House, it's probably better.
Yeah. Burger
Well,
wise.
there's like we've been playing in High Point a lot, and there's that diner down there we've been eating at.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
open.
bomb
It's
diner.
open. They've got like banging tots and stuff.
That's the thing. If a lot of these like smaller like mom and pop restaurants you go to, like sometimes like I'll go to the beach. Like me and my girlfriend went to the Outer Banks, and I was like, I don't want to eat no chains while we're down there. I just want to eat the local food, fish places, just see what's going on, and then you start realizing like it's a whole lot better than anything.
Oh,
They put
definitely.
they put more effort into like,
More love.
More,
Well,
yeah.
it's-
More
it's-
love.
It's not like, hey, I'm going
not
to go
as
kill this
processed.
chicken real quick.
It's not as
Paste.
processed. It's not as processed. You're going to get the veggies from the area. You're going to get the fruits and the meat from the area, versus getting frozen stuff from whatever state that was sent on a truck to Waffle House, or wherever. Not to say Waffle House is bad. I really don't want to like bash Waffle House all that much, but I just
We have thousands of comments.
Listen.
It's like, you suck. Waffle House is great.
It's like-
because Waffle.
Did I follow this page? Well, I'm unfollowing.
Well, it's like, what was that? There was that thing that went around. They shut down a Waffle House in Atlanta, Georgia, for it failed inspection, like health inspection, whatever. And somebody was like, "Don't shut them down. Why? That's why you go to Waffle
That's
House.
probably one of the best ones.
If you go to a waffle,
probably.
if you go to a Waffle House and a coffee house and you pull up, and the cooks and employees in the middle of the night's not out there smoking." Turn around, go home, heat up a hot pocket. Heat up a hot pocket.
That's so true. Like, anytime we've left a show super late at night and been like, there's a Waffle House. Let's go. cooks are outside standing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Smoking.
I tell you one of the
And they generally do make good food.
I tell you one of the
Oh, yeah.
weirdest things. I'm just going to bring it back to this. I know the weirdest thing that's ever happened on the road was we played at Ziggy's. We left Ziggy's and we were like, we need gas. And we went to this Two Brothers out through there. It's like, I don't even remember where it was at. It just, it was dark. We're just driving.
It was in Winston.
We crossed. Everybody's like, don't cross
we
a
passed
certain
by it the
spot.
other day.
We crossed it to get gas. And it's like 2 a.m. And I remember just sitting there. And he's like, I'm going in, get some gas. And me and
I
Guitar
don't even
Sweet.
think we was getting gas. I think I was going in for some tobacco.
But me and
I was just gonna make it real quick. You know.
me and the old guitarist were sitting in his car, just sitting there. And I remember this dude come up to his window and went, and he rolls it down, like just cracks, and he's like, man, you smoke trees, man? I was like, what? He's like, I got anything you want. And I was like, I told James, I was like, if there's a Two Brothers sign, just drive past.
Yeah,
I
I go in, I come out. There's this dude at the back window talking to them, and I hear him. He's like, "Man, I know you boys been smoking some trees, man. Like,
who else is out 2 a.m. crossed into my territory?"
he was like
He's
almost talking nonsense. Like
he's the troll under the
He was
bridge.
probably
You're Meyer.
He was probably just tripping.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
if
it's funny. It's stuff like that's funny.
I can't tell. I couldn't tell if
That happens
he
a
was
lot,
like.
Winston, by the way.
yeah.
That
I
happens a
couldn't
lot,
tell
Winston.
if he was trying to like sell us drugs or if he just wanted somebody to talk to.
Well, see, I learned.
He probably was going to try to sell you drugs first, and then if that didn't work, then he was going to just talk to you.
See, like I've noticed, like anytime I go to Winston, because I go to Winston a lot, like just to go, I support Bad Daddies
Oh, yeah.
a lot.
I just
Love
went
Bad
there
Daddies,
yesterday.
dude.
The best
just went there
burger.
yesterday.
That's the
tried-
best tots.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
You had the truffle fries?
because I'm
And their sauce is good too.
I'm a tots guy with ranch.
yeah.
Tots and ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I tried that burger and I was like, this is the best burger I've ever had. Anyway,
That's how I felt too. First time I went there.
so I've figured out that every time I go, I need to get gas before I leave because I usually don't come back till later.
You don't want to stop there.
I pulled at the gas station right there in front of. Is it Barnes and Noble or is it Books and Millions? It's something like that.
Oh,
It's
it's
not-
a Shell.
Yeah, it's a
and
shell.
And I was like, I had a Jeep at the time. I got like 14 miles a gallon. I'm like, I'll just pull over here. Filling up with gas, and this guy comes up to me. And he's like, hey, I smell you. You wear cologne? I said,
Did he try to sell you cologne?
yeah.
Oh, I've had those.
And I was like,
I've had those
he's like, man, I'm in school. He's like, I'm making cologne. He's like, here's all my scents.
Oh, he was
and he just
making
starts
cologne.
pulling out.
See, does he do like that?
Yeah, he starts,
Is he wearing a trench coat?
I don't, he just starts pulling shit out and like
make
laying it
watches
on the
too,
top
like-
of the gas pump. And then I was like, he's like, smell all these, smell them. I'm just trying to be nice while my gas is getting pumped, because then I'm gonna book the shit out of there.
One of them happens to be
And he starts putting them in your hands, and then you're holding like 3 bottles.
Yeah, and he's like, man, it's usually like $120. I set to for 20. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, this son of a bitch
What a
crazy.
discount.
There ain't no way. So I was like, okay. So I was like, man, I pulled it out. I just pulled it out. I said, I don't have any cash. He goes, man, they got a 24/7 ATM inside. And I was like, dude, come on. I said, I don't want it. I'm good. And he goes, karma's a bitch. Walks off. And I said, this motherfucker about to come back with a gun. Pow, pow, pow. And I don't know. But I mean, Winston's a cool place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But there's like certain
at night,
oh yeah.
At night, it gets interesting.
There's crazy people.
Oh yeah, I live there. Like, see, they live outside of it. I live there. I live right off Cherry Street.
God, you live right in the middle.
I'm probably right up from that Two Brothers thing. I'm not kidding, man. There was one time me and my nephew. Keep in mind, they've met my nephew. He was actually in one of our music videos. He's a lot larger now, but he's huge. He's like 6'4", just ripped.
But a kid.
But he's a pansy. I
was trying to be nice,
Well,
but-
when I say he's a pansy, it's not that he can't be like he can lift a lot, and he's strong, but that it's like more in is like what he sees it kind of psychs him out. He forgets how large he is. Like, he forgets what power he does have. Anyway, so we pulled over at that shell that's like right near my house, actually. And there's like nobody in the parking lot. It's just empty. I think we were coming back from a show or something, and he had went with us. And we pull over there, and I literally leave the car on, but I told him I was just like, lock the doors. And that's just a common, thing in Winston. It's just like, I don't think anybody's going to mess with you, but if the door's locked, they really ain't going to mess with you. Yeah. So we'll just leave it at that. And again, he's another foot taller than me, so like he's humongous. Does not look his age. But I get out and I go inside. I was getting a drink or something, and when I come back out, there's a dude in his window just up against the car looking in, and he's like saying something, and I was just like, I just kind of yelled over to him, hey, like, and he turned around and he's like, is your car? Is your boy? And I was just like, yeah. And he goes, man, I need money. And he's like trying to give Gage socks and stuff. I just told him, I was just like,
man, these are some of the best socks you'll ever wear.
Usually $120.
I was like, dude, we just trying to go home, man. I don't need your socks. Like, we're getting in the car and leaving. He's like, all right, it's cool, man. I was like, I'll catch you tomorrow. If you got those socks, I'll bring you 5. And I'm not kidding, because in Winston, I've give out money, to guys, and it's not. I know what they're gonna do with it, but at the same time, it's just like, all right, well, I feel better. I did my good fortune, But at that time, I was like, no, get your socks away from my car.
I'm a total opposite. Like, I got a 20 or something in my pocket. Hey, man, you got some? Nope.
Nope.
Sorry, man.
Literally, I got in the car at that moment, and he's like shivering and stuff. Like, it freaked him the hell out. And I was like, literally, he could have put that guy in a headlock. Like through the window. He could have just rolled down the window and pulled him in.
We don't have any weird stuff like that here.
Winston's like that 24/7.
It's like in Elkin, I remember this. See if y'all remember this. I think you were with us. We go to the McDonald's in Elkin, and it's like late. They're about to close. And I was driving at the time, and I come down, and we're sitting there, and they have this stupid parking lot where these people cross over out of the drive-through.
Oh, nice.
And I remember he's just sitting here, and he'd like creep, and we'd both do this creeping motion. Well, then our guitarist at the time sticks his head out the window, and he's like, "Just go, just go!" And they eventually go. I pull up to the window, and she's like, "How may I take your order?" About that time, I heard, in this car, this dude gets out. And he's like, "You talk to your mom like that? You talk," just sitting there, just yelling. And I was just like, I'm like 16. No, I don't want to order. I was a lot skinnier then. I'm like a little sick. I'm like, I gotta go.
And see, I was in the passenger seat, and that's the window he was yelling in. And I'm sitting there, I'm like,
just waiting.
Just go on, dude. Come on, get it out and go.
Didn't you get chased by somebody? You were telling me about that.
Yeah, that was in Winston. Oh my God, that's funny. So listen, me and her got pretty lit one night, and then we realized it was our buddy JoJo's birthday. He lives out west. We live in Pinnacle, so we're like, shit, we gotta go. We gotta go see him.
This is JoJo that grabbed the phone, by the way.
Yeah, that guy, the big guy. So we went over to Walmart and just bought him all this stupid shit, man. Just like got him like one of those, those big things they sell at like hats that they sell at Walmart. Got him one of those. Got him a bunch. I think it was like a princess hat. Anyway, there was this guy, man. We were he was in like a box van, and we were pulling out. He like swerves in and cuts him off. So like me being drunk, I was like, you motherfucker. And like he just drove, we get to the light over there, and like the main road, there's like a median in between. So like he turns out to right, and I start yelling at him. I was like, "That's right, you run, you!" And he gets out of the car. He puts that bitch in park, gets out, and like has a beer bottle in his hand. He was coming for me, dude. I was like, "Go!" But I couldn't stop. Like I was drunk enough. I couldn't stop and like just turn it off at that point. I was like, "Bring it, man!" And Ginger, she's so freaked out. She books it left and is going down the wrong side of the road, man. Luckily, nobody was like, it was late at night, so she ended up getting off. But then, like, the dude's chasing us down the road in this van. I'm calling Joe. I was like, get outside! I'm about to get my ass beat.
It's gonna be fun.
Luckily, when we finally pulled into his driveway, the dude kept driving. I was like, oh, whew.
He's sitting there and he's like, takes a picture. Psh, this way.
That's what I thought.
I'll get him.
Those darn kids.
So, now we're going to go to another topic. This is something that we do on every episode.
The corn?
Huh?
Is it the corn?
Corns?
Corns.
Corns?
This is the corner. We're about to take you guys on a trip down a corner. And not just any corner. The conspiracy corner.
All right.
All right.
Every single episode, we have a different one. We've covered aliens. I can't remember. The moon landing. Flat Earth.
This is so Joe Rogan.
This time is the 27 Club.
Oh.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm scared of that one.
Yeah, I am too.
For those of you that don't know,
There we go.
I've got 2 years left. Yeah.
Same.
You that don't know.
Well, you and me,
I
we're
may have
literally
4 months
exactly a month apart.
Yeah.
By the
Because
time
mine's-
he
yeah.
turns 27, we might have 5,000 listens on Spotify.
But no, it's a conspiracy. And it's a bunch of coincidence. Just
Yeah,
that has no explanation. It's like a bunch of rock and roll legends have died at 27. Just
But is it more coincidence than it is conspiracy?
who knows?
If
Because
it's a conspiracy, then that means someone's behind
there's
it.
also a side note to the 27 Club is the white lighter.
The white big lighter.
Yeah, he was telling me about this because I was using a white lighter and he
Yeah.
like slapped it out of my hands. He's
You know
like,
what-
dude, you're almost 27.
Believe it,
He's like, what are you doing? And I was just like, I didn't think nothing of it.
well, believe it or not, like
What's the white
I've
lighter?
always had a white lighter. And I was at work one night smoking, had the white lighter, and one guy was like, "You're in a band, right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You need to throw that shit away." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "How old are you?" I'm like, "What? The white lighter? I've had this lighter apparently that's a thing."
Yeah, I didn't know that was. I knew it was bad luck.
They
Like
were-
I knew,
they
like
were-
if
they
you
were
had
all
it on you,
found-
I'm just
you'll get-
bringing it on.
Supposedly Jimmy, Janis Joplin, like all of them, when they were found dead at 27, they had a white lighter on them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, technically, when you think about it, you pull the tape off any lighter, they're all white. But
Well, see, that's what I was thinking. They're just getting bad mojo on all of us. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
There's like
Courtney
a
did it.
huge list.
Well, that's what I'm trying to
Curiosity
say. Is
killed
is
the
it
cat.
Individual? Is it individual conspiracies, or is it just one big ass coincidence?
A lot of them too. Well, most of those people were on drugs
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't know why that's the number in particular. But you could probably also,
And it's not just with musicians either. A bunch of actors have died at 27.
yeah.
It's,
Pop figures in general.
yeah, just celebrities in general.
I did go through a spell like when I was younger. For some reason, for several months, I was like really freaked out by that number because I would see it all the time, and I have no idea why. But so then that kind of got me looking up, figuring out, there's this actual 27 Club and all that, and I was like, well, shit, that's not good.
I'm putting my guitar down.
for 27.
Let me skip that year
just gonna
completely.
be 28.
On my
It's gonna be like the 13th floor in a hotel.
On my 27th birthday, I'm gonna be like, no, like everybody's gonna tell me happy 20. Nope. I'm not
28.
27. I'm 28.
Don't say the number.
I'm completely skipping that year. So yeah, but I don't know. It is weird.
No.
But
I think the biggest conspiracy out of all those, though, is definitely that Cobain.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude.
She did it.
She did
She-
it.
She had to do it.
He had enough heroin in his system that would have sedated a horse. Not fully, but like
It would.
there was no
The horse was-
fucked up.
he would have had to like time it just right. Like, here we go, just enough for it to like get. In the,
Well, that's what, and that's I've researched a little bit of it, but like, did he have the gun between his legs? Like, did he shoot up or did he shoot at?
He shot up.
Yeah.
Well, and then another big thing in that too is like the way he was holding the gun. It was basically like the shell would have ejected like over here.
Yeah, and it
but
did
it
not.
was over here. So
Yeah.
like,
Okay, so it wasn't like a double barrel or anything. It was going to eject the shell.
yeah.
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 Okay.
So after this video, go listen to Hole.
So this is this is a co-conspiracy corner. We're tackling the 27 Club and the fact that Courtney did it.
Yeah.
the fact.
The conspiracy or fact?
The undeniable truth.
Did you know he had blue eyes?
Not anymore.
I'm aware of it now.
My mom didn't know that joke. I was like, yeah, he had blue eyes. You didn't know? She was like, no. I was like, yeah, one blue that way, one blue that way. Talking crap about our influences, man. Damn.
And we call ourselves kind of
Kurt, his other name is Kurt Blowbrains.
Oh, we should make fun of that.
Wow.
It's kind of hard not to though.
Well, yeah.
Like I have a hard time. I have a hard time not laughing at like terrible things that happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's just comedy.
Like if I was to do like
time plus tragedy.
Like I've
equals
thought about like
comedy.
going and doing like stand up stuff. But the thing is, it's like the stuff that I find or we find funny.
It may not be the
Other
same.
people-
Not everybody.
No.
It's gonna be a little bit too heavy or
You got
something.
to. Well, I mean, you can reveal that sort of stuff. Like anyone from like one of my favorites is Ralphie May. Like you watch Ralphie May do all that stuff, and he's just like, well, he's obviously passed at this point, but he was delivering just really heavy stuff, like mostly racial actually, and but just his delivery, his voice, the way his voice is. He's a bigger guy. He makes fun of himself too. So it was like his delivery. It made it all okay.
See, like a lot of my favorite like stand-up comedians is like I like awkward stuff, like the awkward like Hannibal Buress.
Okay.
I like him. There was this guy named Dimitri Martin.
I love Dimitri.
Dimitri's awesome.
He's very awkward.
Oh yeah,
He's very,
I like the
he's
fact
very just
it was like we done
straight faced.
it was one day I was sitting on the toilet and I just started thinking. And I wrote this song. I just
While he was on the toilet.
yeah, and
Sitting on the toilet.
I called him. I called him up, and they were doing that open mic night at the Reeves.
Yeah.
And I said, "I'm going to play a song tonight." Huh?
And I was running sound for the open mic, so he was like,
I'll be there.
I think I brought my guitar for you to play.
And I literally went up there, played maybe four chords, and just made a song singing about Taco Bell.
Okay.
Well, the roads here in Elkin are terrible. They just now started repaving it. There's potholes everywhere, and I brought up some jokes about that. And I like went up there and I'm like, had the guitar. And I'm like, "Hey everybody, I'm Alex Whitley," and it was just silence. And I was like, "This is the part where you say, 'Hey, how are you doing?'" They didn't like that at all.
it was so awkward.
But I went up there and like I would stop the song and I'd be like, I went over a pothole and I'd crap my pants or something. I'd stop and I'd be like, when are they gonna fix these potholes? And the thing is, a lot of the people that are in the crowd are like townspeople, like people that pay stuff in the town. And some woman goes, "Soon." And I was like, all right, I like that whole. I think it's cool to push boundaries with people, but at the same time, some people aren't as acceptant of it.
Yeah.
Dark humor, it's like water. Not everybody gets it.
Oh yeah.
So this is where this is going.
Oh, guys.
What happened?
Please
No
don't.
battery. How long?
Did we die?
Welcome back. We lost you there for a second, or you lost us for something happened.
Yeah, put the blame on the viewer.
If you're still here, you and your lagging and
The battery
Modern
died.
Warfare.
Yeah, battery died in the camera. Microphones kept going. So
Hope you're still listening.
So Leonard the Fish,
Yes.
he took a drawing that I had, and he put it through a art computer program. I don't know. Maybe it was Mickey Mouse art. I don't know. But either way, we printed it into a sticker, and we're selling the sticker on our website and at our shows from now on.
And it has nothing to do with Hollowfade.
No, it's nothing.
It still says it on
wanna
there.
see it.
But, people will they'll get the sticker and they'll look at it and they'll see Hollowfade.
Oh, that's fantastic. This is
That
great.
is
I like how his
Leonard.
name is spelled too. Linyard.
Linyard.
But it's
Leonard.
pronounced Leonard.
But people will be interested in like what is Hollowfade.
That's something to put on your. That's you got to put that somewhere.
Yeah.
This might go on the guitar.
Dude, this is
I
great.
like that it says Leonard the Fish, and then it says www.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, that's the thing.
So
is,
people look it up
What
and
this
they're
is all
like, this
about,
has
go
nothing-
to this
well, see, my
website.
idea
You
is
still
And it's
won't
on
know
his top
any more
hat,
than
too.
it
Oh, yeah, it says
started.
And the hat, yeah. The hat.
But then they'll hear like My Asylum or something. They'll be like, "Well, damn! I came to this website for one thing and found something else." That's awesome.
What's he got in the briefcase?
Oh, he's just a business.
it's like Pulp
What's
Fiction.
in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
That's badass,
But the
man.
thing is that
And he's a fish because when he flies, he flies like
He
a
swims
fish.
through the air.
eventually it's going to be a comic strip. I'm just going to pull a My Chemical Romance and just start making
Comics.
comics.
We want
for
to have
no reason.
shirts made eventually.
Oh, I want
Leonard
shirts.
the Fish.
Their uncle does stained glass. I'm gonna get a stained glass window of it. See, it's
front
funny.
door,
It's one of those
Leonard.
funny things that weird little concept right there has like been in the background,
Blown up.
and like we all have had it as an inside joke, and then I'm like, I drew the picture and I drew a circle around it. I said, we're doing a sticker.
Everyone needs to know.
This is gonna be.
Everyone needs it for no reason.
Yeah.
It's like the movie Rubber.
Well, that was kind
It's
of
actually pretty good.
yeah.
It's actually.
Well, Jesus, speaking of masturbation, that arm right there. Man.
He works out.
Yeah, he does, don't he?
It's like in the center of his chest. Is this like a little
It's just
T-Rex
one arm. He has one arm.
Or is
and
it a
it's,
real arm? Like
It's like,
Like
a
it's
human
a human
arm.
arm.
it's a
And
human.
it's just,
That was kind of the idea behind that picture of Corey over there because I had him. I printed up a bunch of them and I had him autograph them. So like,
Yeah.
I was like, here, just see if people will buy this.
Leonard the Fish right here, Corey.
Yeah.
That way everybody can see it.
I have to give you one to give Corey as well.
You need to like rework the drawing and like make Corey like riding him. You know?
That would be a T-shirt.
That'll be
idea.
a Norm Hollowfade collaborated T-shirt.
Whenever we do our next show together, we'll get them printed up, and we'll have like 2 merch
We'll
tables
share a
and
merch
one in the
table.
middle, just
Yeah.
black color in it.
But literally, I might put that on the guitar I used in the Devil video because it's covered in
yeah.
stickers anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll pop it somewhere on there, man. That's awesome.
It's one of those little funny jokes,
I like it, man.
like kind of like my rap career. I've got a rap career. I got some stuff
You
on
have a rap
SoundCloud.
You ever heard of
SoundCloud rapper?
Street King A-Wit.
Street King.
Oh yeah.
I was just saying you should be Leonard the Fish. Just go.
Well, see, the thing is, they were still playing with Joey, and I was in my basement, and I had like my laptop, Audacity up, and I'm like sitting there with guitar, and I'm trying to mess around, trying to write something, because sometimes you just get the urge, like, oh, I've got
wanna
something
create.
in there, I just got to figure out what it is. I'm sitting there, and I was like, for some reason, I can't think it, so I pulled up this program. And I'm making this rap beat, and I mean, it's just like hitting hard. And I was like, I'm gonna write the dumbest lyrics to this song about going on a date with a girl on Tinder, going to the bedroom, starting to get busy, pulls off her socks, and you're like, Jesus Christ, those are some ugly ass feet. And then being like, the song's written about making love with your socks on. You have to, because you don't need to look at it. So I've got an album with 4 songs on it. It's called the Pink Flamingo EP.
Okay.
Check it out, SoundCloud.
We're gonna have to listen to this on the way home. Oh yeah. This
He
is-
called me up one day.
Yeah, I just called him up and I was like, "Hey man, you still got the stuff?" Because they were recording their album at the time.
Yeah.
And I was
So
like,
the
"Hey, man,
mics was set up and
I was like, you still
everything.
got your mics up?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Man, I was gonna record this at the house. Well, my dad's gonna think I'm crazy. Like, I'm just gonna show up at your house. I'm gonna send you an email. Don't open it up till I get there." Okay. So he's sitting there and he's like, "Okay." So he pulls up the email and he's getting everything set up on his program, and he plays it and he's like, "Man, that's a pretty good beat." And I was like, "Okay." Hit record. Didn't tell him nothing about it.
No,
I was
no.
like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it.
It was like, you'll find out what it's about as I'm saying.
I'm sitting there, and you'd get done like doing 2 lines or something, and man, I wish we had the full tracking of it, all the tracks, because like literally I would say like 2 lines, and then me and him would be laughing like girls. Like it just stops. I added like backing tracks, like some like
And
Like a hype man.
Yeah,
way.
Justice, we got Justice in on it.
on
Another song.
that's about being hard
Yeah.
in the streets, even though like you don't think I am. But I'm hard in the streets. I steal movies from the $3 bin at Walmart. Like, I'm hardcore.
Hard in the streets.
Yeah.
And we got Justice on that one. Justice can do a really, really good Lil Jon impersonation. So he's rapping, and Justice is in the background like, okay.
Street King.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny because I had all the recordings for like a year,
Yeah.
and we would all laugh about it. Like there was some times that I was playing when they were still playing with Joey. Like I'd be like their fill-in drummer,
Yeah.
and we'd be like setting up and singing it, us three,
Yeah.
rapping it, singing it, and everybody's just like, "What are you?"
Fuck you. Yeah.
So eventually, I was sitting there at the house, and my girlfriend's like, "You just need to put it out."
Yeah.
I was like,
Well.
"Okay." Put it on SoundCloud. It's only got like 50-some listens, but it's like I didn't advertise it like Annie. I was like, I'm not posting about it.
You posted like 1 tweet about it.
Yeah,
We're gonna attach it to our devil video.
do it
Put it in the comments. Hey, check this out.
because it's like really.
There's no fiddle.
Because in a way, it's kind of a joke to like rap music. Like I like rap. There's a lot of music that I like. Like I like rap music, but I'm more for like the J. Cole's and the Kendrick Lamar's and like the people that actually rap about stuff. This is kind of pointing into like the mumble rapping in a way, but you can hear what I'm saying, but like nothing but a trap beat and me just like rapping stupid stuff over it. Like that's all it is.
Yeah.
I remember my buddy, he's in the Air Force, he's in Colorado, and I sent it to him, and he was like I didn't tell him it was me. I was just like, just listen to it, man. This guy's pretty good. and he's sitting there and he's like, that's pretty good, but it sounds a lot like you. Okay. Well, then I started finding out because there's a guy that's going to our high school we went to now, and he started like really trying to do it like on SoundCloud, trying to get rap going. And there was people like young kids that was like, oh, this song's so good, I need it, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, it's a joke. Like I don't,
Y'all are grasping the concept of this.
yeah.
The satire.
God,
is
those
going
beats are
straight
fire.
over.
It'd be great if you got like famous off of that.
Well, see, we were thinking about doing like a music video for one of the songs, but the idea, like, now you got to have like permits and stuff to like film outside.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just not worth it
We got to do it at some point though.
because I wanted to do like I wanted to pull like a Kendrick
any
Lamar,
opportunity
and, like be on
to
the
do a
top of
music
a
video,
building,
do
like
it.
in this big like Michelin Man coat, just like sitting here doing this. The thing is that I don't think. I had a joke with him one time. I was like, it's gonna hit big before Hollowfade does. And then like if I get the first Grammy, be like, it's a joke.
It's all a joke.
You can have your
Thanks
Grammy.
for the Grammy.
Oh, God.
Give it the little pump. You know? But so our 2 bands are in a voting
Oh yeah.
for Carolina Uprising, which I find kind of funny. Not that it's funny, but that it's odd that us 2 are in it. I think that's really cool.
Oh yeah.
But go out there and vote. Vote for us, them, or
Yeah, just make your votes, and then that's who will be. They hit y'all up about the time slots and everything, and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
must have him. I
think
didn't hear them.
It seems like it'll be a pretty cool.
Yeah.
little shindig,
Where's it
so-
at? Like, is it
Rowan County.
Salisbury.
Rowan County.
Salisbury?
Well, yeah.
Like
And-
the steaks.
I grew up eating those steaks. That brings back PTSD.
Launch ladies.
It's like you go home, and you're like in middle school, and your parents are like, oh, we're gonna have a good old supper. We got some mashed potatoes, some
Yeah.
So, what is that, like steak and gravy?
Yeah.
And it's like you're sitting there like trying to pull it apart. And I guess that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely have to know what you're doing to cook that stuff. You gotta know what you're doing. I don't. I'm tempted it. It didn't go well. Eating soggy rubber. That's soggy rubber.
Yeah.
It's a shoe.
It's like I don't like those.
Yeah.
And I remember like my parents used to cook. What are those potatoes that are like cut in slices? It's like it's some kind of like
Oh,
cheese
I know what you're
sauce.
talking about.
Hate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Scallions.
cannot
There you go.
stand those.
They're not that great. Nah, shut up. They're not.
You just the damn potato.
You just ate onions and green peppers on a sausage sandwich.
You'll eat anything, pretty much. Like,
It's not a bad thing. I wish I could do that. Like,
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
yeah, I wish I could just eat whatever and just not worry about it. But nah, some stuff just sucks. Some stuff just sucks.
So, is there any questions you want to ask us, or we?
We didn't come prepared, but I feel like we need to.
We didn't come. We didn't.
We didn't. We were here and we didn't.
This was
When's
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
When's the Hollowfade full length coming out?
Yeah, yeah.
we don't.
Yeah, I'm not,
We don't have a full length album planned. We're thinking of doing like releasing one song at a time,
Yeah.
just a
Okay.
couple. But we've got another EP in mind, a little longer, probably like 6 or 7 songs. So almost full album, but acoustic.
You know, oh,
acoustic-ish.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It'd be predominantly acoustic, but with some parts would get heavy.
Well, see, it's funny because like the Hollowfade EP, what was funny about it was all the songs were written in like way different times,
oh yeah,
different
Not Like
eras
You
of.
was from 2016. My Asylum was like 2013. Deceiving was like 2012.
and like the Moving On, we have lyrics
all
for
over
it.
the
Moving On
we
was
have
wrote
lyrics.
in 2018.
The thing is that it's. Let me tell you a funny story about that song.
Yeah.
So our first practice
Yeah.
back together,
Yeah.
we were practicing for the first Reeve show, our reunion show, and they show up at my house. Now we're in a single wide trailer, and I'm sitting there and got everything set up, and this dude's about to play Sudden Turns.
And I'm on a different guitar. I'm used to playing our songs on a Jackson. Well, the Jackson bit the dust, so I'm playing drop B on a Telecaster.
Oh, nice.
It's totally not the right, the same feel.
And we're sitting there, and he starts to play. There's this little like doodle thing that we do before Sudden Turns. I don't know what that's called, but he goes and he plays it. And he plays the wrong chord,
Yeah. I
And
hit
then-
one note too much.
and I was like, "What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop it!"
It just
was like
clicked.
as
We were
soon
like-
as it was, and literally moving on from the arrangement to everything was written, and we had a demo recorded in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because he hit one wrong chord.
Yeah, I played that
And
chord
we all
wrong,
like,
and it
that's a
was
song.
like divine intervention.
We all
It's
see because
like,
at that time I was thinking I was like,
And-
I'm not much of like a single guy, like writing singles. But at the same time, I'm like, it's kind of like that. You got to do it at some point.
Yeah,
just to-
yeah.
and we were sitting there and we had talked before, and I was like, we just need to kind of start thinking in that, just at least for one song. Just
Yeah,
to
yeah.
kinda, and then this happened, and as soon as it was done, we were like, that's it. And it just happened. I mean,
And-
it's
and
weird how stuff
literally,
like that happens.
we had the song composed out, like each section, 10 minutes after I played that
Yeah.
chord wrong,
And
and we were running in ears through a
And it was funny because we hadn't
8-track recording thing. So I was like, just hit record and let's play through that again.
And it was funny because we hadn't been in the same room in a practice in like two and a half
Yeah.
years.
We had
And
played
then-
together.
The one that got you.
We played some Joey
on top of
shows,
it.
Yeah, we played some country shows, but that's like total different,
Yeah.
and
So-
it was just like, it was weird. I mean, stuff like that has always kind of happened for some reason. Like there'd be times like, there was one time I was playing on the guitar, and I had been listening to like this band called Gorelord. Like I
Yeah.
listened like Attila,
Dude.
Warlord,
Oh,
all this stuff,
gosh.
and I'm sitting there and I'm just playing this simple, just chugging whatever just was popping up, He goes, stop. Tragic fate happened.
I'm like, hand me that guitar.
And
Just trust me.
it's just random stuff. Like, I think that my asylum actually popped up. We were practicing in my parents' basement. He comes up, he's like, I've just got this riff. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Just this, the opening, dun, 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 dun. Within an hour, we had jammed on it and recorded the demo.
Yeah.
And like basic vocals.
You had lyrics, and I had lyrics, and I was like, I'm gonna make this work.
Yeah.
So I
And
just-
that's what's weird that really happens is like, if I'm like, there's sometimes I just write lyrics, and I've just gotten used to just writing lyrics in a notepad on my phone, send them to him.
Yeah.
Next
No
thing I know,
intentions.
he's like, "Oh, I just wrote something a couple days ago that's kind of along the same lines."
Yeah.
And then it's like, pow.
Yeah,
It just
Not in
happened.
the
Yeah.
same headspace.
Where do y'all record the drums at? Right here?
Yeah.
yeah.
How do you,
Basically,
you just, like, do you hang a mics, or you actually like mic?
I don't know.
Lots of mics.
Well, see, it's
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
because
We
we had
used
more mics.
14 mics, I think.
Ooh, nice.
We had
For a single
more.
kit.
Dual overheads, dual room mics, 2 kick mics, 2 snare mics, tom.
You got as many times
Hi-hat.
as you could.
Yeah, and then the shells I replaced. I took and created MIDI based off of the actual signal, and then just used a drum software to replace it with a better sounding, snare or whatever.
If you needed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is like, we've come a long way in recording drums.
Yeah,
Since I've been in the band, we've recorded 3 EPs, scattered out.
yeah,
First EP we just released online, like on Reverb Nation or something.
yeah.
And it had like sudden turns. It had the old stuff that you might sudden turns. In my bones, within.
Yeah.
And it was like we recorded in my parents' basement with
With
a
2 overheads and a drum brain attached to triggers.
yeah yeah.
Like the drum sounds just.
And it was funny because we went from that. The next EP we done it in a church.
In a
We
gym.
recorded the drums in a gym at a church.
Sounded
And
good.
how many mics did we have? We had CD mics.
16. Yeah,
Like
I used a
CB
CB mic. I taped it to the floor like 15 foot away from the kit, just facing straight up.
That's kind of
And,
cool though.
Yeah, it was used it as a room mic because it didn't capture much bottom end, but the top end was like really crisp,
there.
But bad thing is, at the time, I didn't know what I was doing as far as mixing. So what could have been definitely was not what was. Like at times I'm like, man, I kind of want to go back and like remix that
live and
now that
learn
I
kind
know
of
what I'm
thing.
doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Well, that's got to be a work in progress too. Just
Oh, yeah.
kind of learning all that shit.
the thing is like
Yeah.
when we record drums like this last time I come up with a suggestion that the drums be recorded with them two actually playing with me.
Yeah.
Because something that
Okay.
I don't know how y'all feel. I mean, it might be different
Beforehand,
for
I
guitars.
would track out basically all the guitar parts, and then I'd be like, okay, play drums.
sit down
to
in a
this.
room and go, watch me. And it's just like that. It's totally different. So
Yeah.
this time I was like, I kind of want like a live feel. We're kind of jamming.
Yeah.
There's more like room to move around because it don't feel so serious. I can't stand that.
We've done both actually. I think Corey's on some of the earlier stuff. We were actually jamming with. We just record drums first. We were jamming with him.
A
while he
lot of
was
times how we
recording.
do it is if we record drums first, like Jamie would have us just record a scratch track on guitar so that
Yeah, we'd be
Corey
jamming
could play
with it.
along to it, and then he would get his drums in, and then we'd layer on everything else.
Yeah, but I mean,
afterwards.
like we weren't even like doing a scratch track. We were actually playing with him. Like they were in the first couple songs. I think like the first EP. It was pretty much, and then like from then on, like for some reason.
Well, we did do that on that very first EP that we released before you two were ever even in the band.
But
we-
then, like, well, I mean, we were. I strictly remember sitting with Corey, like playing. I was playing No Mercy as he was recording the drums, like, and it's not like I was recording the guitar track, but just kind of playing with him.
Yeah,
We
to
did
have
that for
that feel, I guess.
before Alex was in the band, back when it was 10 more years. It was me, Justice, and our drummer Jonathan. We won a battle of the bands and won like
16 hours of recording
yeah,
time.
16 hours of studio.
So we had to put a
Nice.
whole album in
So
16 hours.
the dude was like, "Y'all want to just work on like 2 songs?" And we were like, "No, we'll do a whole album." He was like, "Well, if you sit down and work on like 2 or 3 songs, you can focus more on getting it better." And we were like, "We just want some demos." So we went in one day, tracked out 10 songs, just played straight through, tracked every single, my vocals, his bass, my guitar, drums, everything, just start to finish. 10 or 11 songs, I can't remember, but
I think it was 11.
it was a long day in the studio.
And we
did
were
that.
how old? Like, I was 12, y'all was 14.
Yeah, I was 14 and he was
So
12,
that
and
was
like
totally new to us.
He's been doing this a while.
that was day 1. Day 2 was just him like mixing it a little bit.
I'll tell you a funny story. I was in 6th grade. We were at middle school, and there was some like, I can't remember if it was like near Christmas or if it was like the end of the school year. I'm sitting there, and these 2 guys and their drummer come up and they're playing like this Battle of the Bands. Now I'm in 6th grade, and I remember being
I think it was
oh, like
I want to do that.
it was some sort of like I think some sort of reward thing day, like a field day sort of thing. I'm not sure, but we were playing in the cafeteria, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a stage in the cafeteria. I don't know why.
We've done that before.
Yeah.
Remix played the cafeteria before.
Yeah, we were playing, and unbeknownst to us, our future drummer was out there like,
See, I heard this dude play guitar, and there was like some solos, like even in that early stuff. I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, oh crap. I remember going home and being like, hey, there's this band, they're like, whatever, But like years later, me and him become friends before I ever talked to this dude. And I had this friend, we had a mutual friend, and she was like, oh, they're not having a drummer, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, well, I play drums a little bit. No big deal,
Being real subtle about it.
No big deal.
But it was like, next thing I know, I'm getting a message from this guy. Never talked to him before in my life. And he's like, hey, you want to try out? I'm like, I guess. I was like, I don't really have a drum set. Because at this point, like literally, I played at my church. I played at my church drum set. I had a drum set from when I was like 10.
first act.
Like a first
The
act,
first
yeah.
act. So they show up at my house. It's pretty intimidating. They show up at my house, pull out all this gear. They're coming down the basement. I'm sitting behind this little first act drum set, just like we had a show in like 2 weeks. And like, I was like, oh well. And I remember we recorded that show on a tape recorder.
Oh God! Yeah,
Times were tough.
I had a tape recorder,
Terrible quality.
and I just kind of like gained it up, and I was like, should be good. It was way too hot, man. Way too hot. I mean, it's just it's bad. So you could barely even.
Now it's funny though. We've come a long ways. There's a lot of we're in a
Trials and tribulations.
we're in an area. This area is big known for like bluegrass.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the shows that we play like locally, people's like, oh.
Yeah.
So we played at the Reeves, and I thought it was hilarious. We got this newer song that we have. I won't say what, but we slow down. It gets a dun 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 dun, and we kept slowing it down, and we went into the breakdown of Domination by Pantera. Just ga, 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 ga. And we're sitting there, and I'm just sitting there going, I know that the people are digging it, but the people that own it are not digging it at all, because they're used to like folky stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's stuff like that there's people, it's weird. People around here, they don't really necessarily want to hear it. Like we played a show in Mount Airy a couple years ago, well obviously, for some like cop or a mayor or something, and we're like, let's just play some Skinner. We'll throw some Skinner. We'll throw a couple of our normal stuff in there, but you could tell a big difference. Like, I don't think that we're heavy, but even at this area, people's like, whoa,
yeah.
Devil. They worship the devil.
The devil.
I tell you, I kind of had a similar story like that. Like way back in the day, back when these cats were still in Black Diamond, man. Because I just started playing guitar, man. These guys were out there killing it, and I remember seeing a video them doing a cover of Seek and Destroy, and I watched that. I saw Blakely playing that. I was like,
I can do that.
Well, see,
So that was the first metal song I ever learned was See People
Really?
Show. And then now look.
Actually, another fun fact too. That show that you mentioned earlier, where we played that Garage and King or whatever, like he was there.
Oh,
I didn't even know it. Like I didn't know who he
He was there, but I was still.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, Nick did that little thing like when like Blake was like, yeah, this is awesome. Nick's like, oh hey, good to meet you, man. Thanks for coming out. Bye.
See, I remember that show we were playing, and I had this crappy cymbal stand on one of my crashes, and it just went, and I went down
all the way through.
And I remember Corey just cutting it up and then walking away. And I was like, "Thanks, man."
Natural drum tech.
but it,
Natural drum tech.
I mean, it's crazy. You know, like you don't really think about it, but like I remember sitting at home, and believe it or not, you know, like the old Rock Band games, they had that thing where you could go like do that free drum thing, and you have the drum pads, you just mess around. And I remember sitting and like they had just been on WXI that play. What was it like a?
We were on that too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Band of the week, something.
Yeah, Black Diamond was.
Game of the week or whatever.
Yeah.
They had like a thing they did locally.
Yeah.
For the
Well, I thought I saw.
Yeah.
Were you in another band?
Yeah, two of my
He did it
bands.
twice.
Yeah, we're
He did
on
it
it.
twice.
Ever in?
Yeah, but so you were in the Black Diamond when we did it.
I was in the Black Diamond
Yeah.
video. And then what they do is they would just bring out the cheerleaders from the schools.
Yeah.
Don't even like.
I
There wasn't
didn't
even like a
realize-
sound system, dude. Like you had to bring
Oh,
your own
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it was ridiculous.
I didn't realize. What's the lady's name?
Lane Pope.
Laney Pope. I didn't
She
realize
is
how
so-
short
Yeah, she's
and
tiny.
small
Yeah.
she
She's
is.
tiny,
It's like,
man.
my God.
She's little. Very
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
See, that's funny because I remember.
And Cameron's shorter than you thought he was. Well, I don't know if anyone remembers Cameron Kent, but
Yeah.
he was
Oh, yeah.
there.
I beat
there-
him in a mile race one time.
Really?
By like 0.3 seconds.
Why were
He
you
run
racing him?
It was a 5K.
What are the
Right?
circumstances to this?
It was the Mission Mile race in downtown Winston, and I had no clue he was there, you know.
Yeah.
And race starts, you know, I'm like up towards the front, and a couple people were passing me because like towards the end I started gassing out, and I see my time, and I ran a sub 5 minute mile. It was a 4:55, and like 0.3 or something. And I'm looking through the names, and I'm like Cameron Kent, 4:55.8 or something like that. I'm like, my God, he's like close to 50 years old. He just ran a sub 5 minute mile.
Yeah. Well, he's in oddly good shape, but I thought he was going to be a lot taller.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like 6 foot. Like, he's just even, very average dude.
You know who is a pretty big guy? It was what's his name? The weather guy.
Austin Cabot.
Austin Cabot.
That's a big dude.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember him coming to the elementary
He's
school.
retired too.
Yeah,
He's a preacher or something.
Yeah, he's a
now?
preacher up here.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done it
Nice
for
fellow,
like
though.
10 years now.
Yeah.
Very nice. fellow.
I'll tell you this is funny. This is kind of derailing a little bit. Have you ever played any shows to where not a lot of people showed up?
Oh yeah, dude.
Well, let me tell
They're
you
a
this.
band.
We
You have to stay every band.
We're talking to you people on Facebook.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be there. No, you're not.
Interesting.
But we
going.
we went to go see the first time we saw Shadow Myself, and I think y'all were playing. It was at Brewski's.
Yep.
And Brewski's had this open mic night thing.
Yeah.
We all pack up in a trailer and we're like, we're gonna go. Show up, nobody there.
Yeah.
Not one soul.
Didn't
And
they do, like, weeknights and stuff?
Yeah, the guy was like, well,
Y'all can keep playing.
y'all can play.
Yeah.
He said we'll do it as like an audition thing or whatever. And we played Word Up, the Korn version,
Yeah.
and I sang it.
Yeah.
And I remember the dude, we would like get done playing and we'd like, "Buh," and we'd hear that one guy doing sound going, man, that's really grungy, man. I was like, man, come on.
We've all been there.
But it's
Where you
like,
got nothing but like a girlfriend in the audience.
you did good. We ordered pizza. We ordered pizza and sat there in the silence
During the
going,
set.
going, man, I hope some people show up. But it's like it's really funny because I think that a thing that's really ruined local music and going out and seeing bands live is social media.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I hate it's
The internet in general.
We all love it and use it, but at the same
Yeah.
time we're like, like watching stuff on YouTube. Like,
Well,
damn it, this is the
someone
reason where the people are coming to our shows.
See, I was sitting there and I saw something. I heard something on the radio. It was like, subscribe now. You can watch the best live performances ever caught on video. Subscribe, and I'm like, hell no, I ain't subscribing to that. Like, because that means that you weren't there. I feel like it's an experience.
Now, if it's like,
Yeah, it's definitely different when you're there. In person.
if it's videos of like Jimi Hendrix,
Yeah, that's different.
people who
because
aren't playing
Yeah.
anymore, I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, give me all of it
Yeah.
that you can possibly give me, because there's no way now. But
like you
people-
guys or us,
people
like we,
live streaming an entire festival.
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
try not to.
Why?
We, obviously we can't control what the audience is doing with their phones and all that.
Yeah,
but
they'll pro record that shit. Like,
we try not to
silly.
encourage. We won't share a lot of live footage of us that other people post and stuff like that. We try to keep that, so because we want people to come actually
not that
see it in person. Not that it bothers us or
Yeah.
anything. You can do whatever you want.
It's just encouragement
Yeah.
to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it truly is. I'm just saying, it truly is better to be right there on the stage. It just
yeah.
is.
And like when I go to a show,
When you
I'll,
can feel the.
I'll pull.
Absolutely.
I'll pull, like when the show starts, I'll pull my phone out, take a few pictures, and maybe like a 20-second video, and then I'll put it in my pocket and I'll be done. It ain't coming out the rest of the show.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want some kind of like documentation that
Yeah.
I was there and all that. Proof.
Look where I
I used
was.
to do like the Snapchat thing. I'd just take a picture of like us in the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
from behind. But I kind of stopped doing that too. I don't know.
It's a lot of work, like
think
pulling out your phone and trying to film everything instead of just actually viewing it with you. It's like people just for some
If they
reason
would
just
just come to the show, then I don't have to do that.
Like I thought about just. I'd say if it wasn't for the band and the band's social media and stuff, I would just go back to having a flip phone.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
But it's
Yeah.
like I can't
Life
get
would be
myself
easier.
out of it because that's really we live out here.
Being in a band,
That's
is
about the only
The social media that I use mostly is Facebook. I don't really use a whole lot of it. But if it wasn't for the band thing, I probably wouldn't even use Facebook that much. To be honest with you,
Because I've thought about stopping it, and
yeah.
then again I'm like,
gotta
I'm
keep the
gonna,
band
like,
stuff
I
going.
gotta
promote,
out-
Yeah, exactly.
I want to go back to MySpace.
I want my profile song to not be the same as it was in 2011.
I want my AOL.
I think it was Love in This Club.
Wow. Mine was probably like Scanned or something.
That might be a good thing for the
probably-
podcast, man. Just pull you out a laptop, get your screen capture thing, and just start pulling up the old MySpace pages and just see what's left. See what's
See,
left
I've
over.
tried to find my MySpace page and I can't find it.
Well, a lot
I
of
don't
it-
remember my
They've
password.
revamped
I'm
MySpace
sure they have.
completely.
I'm
It's
sure they
like-
I remember seeing an advertisement like 4 years ago, and it had like Mac Miller and all these people. Like, find out more on MySpace, and I'm like, you're like 10 years too late to the party. There isn't anybody going to MySpace.
Sorry.
Tom, after he left, it ruined it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Started
amazing.
freezing up.
It's amazing how quickly it crashed and burned too. Because when I was on MySpace, I was like, Facebook seems kind of lame, But then like I
It was
finally.
like for the adults back in the
I
day.
finally-
It's like
yeah.
Facebook's for the
I finally
Yeah,
broke down.
Facebook's for the
I broke down and made
I
a
can-
Facebook, and it was so funny because at first, being so used to MySpace, I didn't even understand how Facebook worked. When I signed up, I was like, "What is all this?" And then, probably a year or so later, I mean, MySpace just went away.
Well, see, it's kind of
completely,
like it was like before the new culture, like emojis and stuff. You like using @ symbols and stuff.
Yeah.
You, like your name, you're like I'm badass.
I did that. Spell it all.
I remember
in
the
weird
first
characters.
time on a smartphone I put semicolon parentheses and it changed to an emoji. I'm like, what? I didn't mean to do that.
You're like backspace. I don't want that.
Like a thing, like caveman watching fire, just like, oh.
And that's the other thing. Like when we played at Western, I was really surprised that as many people liked it as they did. I think a lot of it has to do with it being in your face. Like we went there and we opened up for like David Cook and Secondhand Serenade,
Yeah.
and we actually got to hang out with those guys afterwards. They're super cool. But
Come back to our hotel room.
we come back to our hotel room.
Oh, nice.
Pretty awesome.
And we were, and so I thought it was very odd that as many people was digging it, but it's like one of those things that I think if you're like engulfed in that moment, it don't matter. Like I don't like country music at all. Now I wouldn't go see it live, but I'm sure that if I seen it live, it'd be a little different.
Yeah.
You'd be drinking beer, going, yeah.
Well, it's like that too. Nick, like kind of like you and Justice. There for a while, I was playing guitar for a girl named Chelsea Sorrell, and she was a country singer. She was on like the top 24 of American Idol back in like 2010 or something like that. But we. The only time I've ever played like a stadium situation was we opened up. This is like 2012, and we opened for Florida Georgia Line and Colt Ford.
I remember seeing
and like I didn't know who Florida Georgia Line was, and we get done playing, and then they play their set, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. It took me a little while to realize this was right before like their song Cruise or whatever like really blew up,
Yeah.
And then, like, they started putting out more hits, and I started thinking, like, God, these guys' music is kind of just douchey, and like, but in the moment though, when I was watching them, I was like, oh, this because they actually some of the guys they were playing with them, their backup musicians were in like Saving Abel or something like that, so it was very rockin' still, kind of like a rockin' feel.
And a lot of times live is more edgy than the studio, especially with country. Like I've been to a few country concerts where it's like, dang, this is almost straight up like rock that they're playing.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's like where on the radio it's very, very pop, but then live they're like rocking it out, and it's like
a lot of their
record it like that, please.
A lot of guitar players, like a lot of the backing musicians for the pop country guys are like pretty good, like seasoned musicians, and like they always have like decent guitar solos with distortion and gain on them and stuff.
And like with modern country, they're not up there playing tellies through old Fender Deluxe reverbs. They're like on Schecters through a mess up.
Heavy guitars,
I saw was it last summer? I went down to Georgia to see Chris Stapleton.
Not the devil.
Do what?
Not the devil.
Not the devil. No, I actually went to Atlanta to see.
The devil went down to Georgia.
Plug it again. No, I actually went to see Chris Stapleton, which I think is probably the exact opposite of the devil. I'm not kidding you though. Like what I got was not what I was expecting.
Really?
Not what I was expecting at all. Because like, and whoever was running sound at that stadium, they just knew what they had to have known what they were doing. They really just had to have, because I bet you could have heard Chris for miles, but it wasn't ear shattering.
Really?
It wasn't like, it wasn't unpleasant. It wasn't everything. You could receive everything. I was out in the green anyways, so, but like you heard everything clearly.
Yeah.
But it was so damn loud. Like it just kept moving and kept moving and kept moving, and like you could hear an echo after they'd stopped playing, like.
Dude.
But it's country, and they were literally, I think Chris was changing guitars to get that kind of, if he wanted a little more grit, he just throw on a hollow body, Gibson or something and plug it into that Fender amp and just get these rowdy kind of almost bluesy tones, or cream.
Speaking of echo, when we played at Western, we was on this stage, and the Western's kind of down in a hole in between some mountains. So we were on this stage, aiming straight at a set of mountains a couple miles away.
I bet that was cool.
Well, during our set, it wasn't bad. But by the time David was on stage, it was dark, air had cooled down, he would address the crowd and say something. And it would be like, wah, wah. And it would slap off the mountain and come back. Like, it was ridiculous. We've got video of him. He's like mid-sentence and stops because he's like, my God, that echo is incredible.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. Like, it sounded so cool.
I think one of the coolest concerts, we're on this concert binge. We're going to see a bunch of people. We're going to see Slipknot in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. Do it while you can, too. People are still making music now. Might as well.
But we're going to see Slipknot. We just saw Cornhouse and Chains, but I think one of the better shows that we've seen is we went and watched Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah.
And we paid more money for those tickets than we did the Korn and the Slipknot tickets combined.
Yeah. Probably.
But we were right there. We were not far. And I looked up like the set list to like their because that's what I usually do. I like to know what I'm kind of getting myself into. You know?
Really? I'm kind of the complete opposite.
like spoilers.
Well, see, I like sitting there and going, well, what have they been playing? You know, so it's like, because a lot of bands, they'll play at the same set list with an exception of a couple songs, they'll move them around.
Yeah.
Well, Greg Van Fleet, I go up there and it's like 10 songs. All their sets are 10 songs. And I'm like, what in the world? 10 songs? I paid all that money for 10
And they're
songs.
only going to give you 10?
There was no song less than 10 minutes. They would just jam
jam.
on.
Jamming.
So they were dragging the songs out.
Yeah.
They made every song a jam
Every
session,
song at the end had a jam session.
and they still remained captivating, like
I bet.
the whole way through.
They kind of took off too. I mean, they literally became a whole. Well, I don't want to even say new thing, but they kind of stole a lot of attention from old style music and really pushed hard into modern.
Yeah.
You know, to make it modern.
I hadn't heard much out of them lately. They're probably, maybe recording or something like that. But
I know,
Well, they
like,
just released an album
Yeah,
too.
not too long ago. like last
it's
year.
actually pretty good. It actually made me look at the first 4 songs they released. Not these guys, but me. I was like, the album's better than anything they've done. Like,
Yeah.
I like it.
The newest one I dig.
yeah, I listened to it. I actually really liked the opening song, the slow one. I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, The Age of Man. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's what came into like he's just like
They really, I think on that newer album, they really captured what they could do. And
Yeah,
not
somewhat.
necessarily what they will do, but what they can do.
yeah.
See, like, something, maybe, like, for me, like, when talking about us, like, recording an album or whatever, I've really gotten fascinated with the idea of, like, intermission tracks.
Okay.
Little tracks in the middle of stuff.
Yeah.
And we've got one, but, like, I think that whenever we do an album, that just, like, intrigues me, like, into an album. Like, that's why I like Tool.
Build.
It's like Tool has, like, little 1 minute songs that just kind of
It's a
segue
trip.
into the next thing. Because, like, for me, you can tell an album by how good it is from beginning to end. I'm not much of a singles guy.
Yeah.
You know, I want to hear the whole thing. So, I mean, I think that it would be cool to do something like that. Like, there's a lot of preparation. But, like,
Oh, yeah.
with the
You gotta know what you're
Hollowfade EP, is all those songs were written at different times, but when we put them in that order, it's a concept album,
Yeah.
which is very,
Lyrically,
very odd.
Okay.
Lyrically, it's a concept album if you include the lyrics we have.
And the funny
From
thing
moving
is the story kind of explains our lives from the 2 years where I was gone. It's super odd. Because when we sat the album together and put it in the order it was going to be in, we were all just like,
It
Hold
just kind
up.
of happened.
yeah, it was super odd. Because,
Good Lord.
Well, then.
She sits
Direction
down
is key.
there
You
with
came
them.
prepared.
but it was like the thing is we were
Nice. Oprah, you get them. You get them.
we finished the recording of it and we sat down and he was in the production and he was like,
Thanks, sir.
he's like, dude,
Nice.
he's like, dude, this is a concept album,
Nice.
hands down.
Yeah,
See, because I got in around the recording process, I had started getting hardcore into Mastodon, and I was thinking about their
love
concepts.
Mastodon, dude. I love Mastodon.
That their concepts are a little out there,
Oh, yeah.
but I've
Definitely.
got this idea of a concept from beginning to end, something. And he was like, you know, RAP is the concept album. He's like, I just had that realization. Listen to all the words, and it makes
It
sense.
just kind of happened.
Yeah. And all the songs were written in completely different times, and it
Yeah,
just
see,
somehow.
so we didn't do any of that. I mean, I think for the most part, Nick writes the lyrics, so it's the concepts are coming from him. So I think it's all coming from the same mind, you know.
Yeah.
So, but as far as like
There's a lot of
connecting the
Ly-
dots, I can't.
yeah. There's a lot of with each song individually on the first record. There's a lot of dark ideas that I'm not really a dark person.
Yeah, Nick writes
but-
like a.
But sometimes I'll write
Right,
dark lyrics.
like-
I just for some reason I feel like that fits the music better. But for our next, I want to be a little different for the next, our next endeavor. Like I want to not be as dark because that's not really who I am as a person. But But I think it's coming together pretty good though.
So we aim for as dark as we can. Like, even if it doesn't fit how we feel, it may be, we'll take something and just totally exaggerate it beyond what it originally was. You know, it's like, you have a bad day, lyrics come to mind, okay, let's ramp this up to a level.
And what's funny is like,
And then come up with just a angry riff underneath it. That's kind of how my Asylum was. It's like, it wasn't even really like,
It was about a song.
it wasn't even really a heavy song like it was at the beginning, like, but the demo or the way that when we ended up writing everything was kind of just this very simplistic. Then once we went back into it, then it was like, well, we're gonna ramp it up.
Yeah,
like,
I thought it was heavy.
and the thing is,
I enjoyed it, man.
that's what we was going for when we sat down and finally
and it's cool
recorded
the
it.
way that this guy writes lyrics because they're very vague. I also like that idea.
That's how the way Nick
is that
He's very vague with his.
because
Very vague, but if you think about it, it's not.
well,
see,
you can take multiple
Yeah.
and that's the thing. It's like with our album also.
ideas from it.
The album means something different to all three of us, but the album, the way that the lyrics and everything's done, it explains all of it, even though it's three completely different scenarios.
Also feels.
That's exactly how I am when I write lyrics. I mean, I'll write something that's, you know, what I feel like it means to me, but you know, I want it to be if somebody else if somebody else listens to it and they have a way it makes them feel, then that's totally fine too. You know, however you relate to it is how I like for you to listen to
Lane
it.
Staley, he said that in an interview one time. They were like, what does this song mean? He was like, whatever it means to you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
means something
that's a
different to me
great
now
way.
than it did then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way for things to be, though. You know, just if you can get multiple meanings out of a song, that's a multi-use song. You know, I don't.
That's just more people that can relate to it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one reason. Like, I've never. I don't know. I like writing stuff that people can relate to, but not like dead set. This person is going to relate to it. You know.
Yeah.
I think it's why I write lyrics in kind of a vague way. It's like people can mold their own.
Yeah.
You know.
Make your own.
I'd love to write a song like "Burn It to the Ground."
Yeah.
By Nickelback. If I could write one like that, great. But there's one type of person that's going to relate to that song, which kind of puts a damper on how many people it will
branch out to. Yeah.
Well, we have a song on the first record called "For Better For Worse," and it's the only song lyrically that has really much to do with like relationships and stuff like that. But I didn't write it from a personal experience. You know, I just felt for whatever reason that subject matter was good for the song. But I had a coworker of mine like not too long ago, after the album he was there at the CD release, and he bought a CD and he was talking to me about it the week or so later, and he had just went through a breakup or something like that, and he was like, you know, out of all the songs on that album, that song really speaks to me. And I was like, well, that's cool, man. You know, I mean,
See, he's doing that thing. That's cool. Thank you. Goodbye.
Made a round trip.
It was one dude that was a military guy that hit us up. You remember that? Mm-hmm. He listened to Beyond the Grave, and he was just like, this song just reminds me of everything I experienced as a injured war veteran. You know? And it was
that's not what the song is about.
Yeah, there was
at all.
no intention to like fill that void that he needed, but it did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and then when I went back and listened to it from that perspective, I was like,
I see what you're
okay,
saying.
yeah,
It's cool getting
it
things
really does
back
fit,
like
you know.
that. Like we've had once we released The Devil, we had this. It's kind of funny. It was a little strange at first. I was like, what the hell is going on here? There's this girl. What was that thing? She sent us a video with our music playing.
She's actually she's really cool. I followed her on Instagram.
What was it?
She puts out some really cool shit. She was doing a.
She does like almost like stunts, but or acrobatics kind of deal. You know,
it's very ninja-esque weaponry that she messes with.
Oh, okay.
She's very into dressing up in kimonos and different things that are, I guess, Japanesey. But she had like a she had like this. I can't remember exactly what she called it. It was kind of like an extended nunchuck, I guess. It was basically a blade on the end of a chain. That's basically what it was. And she was calling it like a slingshot blade or something. And she was like dancing to not only that, but she danced to Not Ready too. She was dancing to our music, and basically she has like this sheet with a person on it that she aims
like-
and hits.
I feel like genocide was thrown in
So
there
she's
at
like
one point too.
turning it in, like this martial art into a dance is what she's doing.
And then we had this other
But
guy
she's got our
sitting-
music behind.
This other guy sent us a video of him working out.
Yeah,
with our
dude.
stuff.
I was gonna say we got our music like pumps people up too. Apparently, 'cause this guy's like he's like was he deadlifting or something?
He was squatting.
He's
He was squatting, but he was squatting a lot of weight.
And like yeah, dude, and you could hear Devil Went Down to Georgia playing in the background. You know, like
and they're like, there's guys around him just kind of ramping him up.
yeah.
Like just angry, just lifting. It was just like badass. Like that's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I want. But but yeah, I never would have thought that someone would work out to your music.
Yeah.
Never thought that someone would, I guess, listen to it and do some martial art or. And then that military guy, when he popped up with, I don't even know what Beyond the Grave's about. Do you have any?
So, yeah, it's
I don't even know half
It's
of
a
our
long
lyrics.
story.
That's a long story. We'll not go into
Just
it.
what you get from lyricists.
Yeah.
We've not had
But anyways,
anybody really
military.
like.
That was kind of interesting.
We've not had anybody come forward like that yet about like what the song means to them.
Yeah.
Have you ever though wrote a song not having really any personal ties to it? You're just like, this would make sense. You can just
Pretty
kind
much
of create
every song.
story.
him.
Pretty much every song on the first record. Yeah.
But then it happens to turn into a song later that absolutely it's like I predicted my future.
Oh, I
Have
don't
you ever
know.
had that happen?
I don't know.
We write a lot about people dying. So
Well, see,
let's hope not.
it's crazy because
That's like a thing with me. It's like, man, that line makes a lot of sense now.
see, we've got a hard drive that's got every demo, every little demo he's made, all the lyrics and stuff.
I
Battery's
think
about
that's
to
telling
die.
us something.
Why didn't you do that the first time?
Yeah.
But it's like we probably have like 5 or 6 albums worth of material
Just hanging out.
just hanging out. And that's how it goes. Is it's super cool, you know,
Yeah.
because you go,
Well, then you make
this
those
one
through
song needs something. It's missed something.
Oh shit!
And there goes
And
it.
he did.
And it's done.
Oh no! Oh shit!
So for you people still listening,
What just
the
happened?
camera just fell off the tripod.
video again.
You should put
We almost lost video permanently.
you should find that part in the video and then put that in the podcast. Put the camera falling.
In the
Or was it filming when it happened?
It was
Oh, dang it.
We'll do this.
So,
Phone.
We'll tell him bye. Somehow.
is there anything you guys want to tell the people?
Yeah, man. We've it's been fun hanging out with the Hollowfade dudes.
Oh yeah.
Go check out their EP. It's freaking great.
Check it out.
And go vote for them for the Carolina Uprising Festival.
That's right.
And vote for these guys. Don't forget that.
They don't have a website, do they? It's just on the
It's just
site.
on the Facebook.
That's what I thought. So go check out the Facebook page for Carolina Uprising and
We'll
vote
put it in the link.
for them, and then vote for us.
And thank you
Unless you
to
vote for both of us.
thank you to
Yeah,
thank you
vote
to
for all
the
of us.
thanks Hollowfade guys for having us on your
Actually, you know
J3
what? Yeah, thank
podcast.
y'all.
Go check out the
Thank y'all
J3
for having
podcast
us.
as well.
Yeah, you know what? I think we can do another hour. You good there?
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, it was fun.
Sorry
Yeah.
about the video stuff. Next time we will be.
We'll have better batteries.
Yeah, it's supposed to last for like 2 hours. No, that's a lie. Panasonic. Send us better batteries or something. I don't know. But
Panasonic, sponsor this podcast. Send us better batteries. Sponsor this podcast.
you suck. Sponsor us.
Highly doubt that you're going to sponsor after you said
Anyways,
so.
it was fun.
Thank you.
Peace out, y'all.
Deuces.
Later.